Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. For a limited time, be sure to enter tonight's cheat code into the chat before the stream starts for unlimited streaming hours to unlock. Tonight's cheat code is 100 digits of pi if it was in base 8 and you replace every number with the first letter of that number if it was written out in English. Go ahead, enter the code now. Thank you for tuning into twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? How is your weekend going? Hope it's been a good one for y'all. How are you? Welcome! Let me take a look at the chat over on Twitch first of all. Extemporaneous is here early with Lurk and a random Transformers check. What is the mouth of Unicron? Well, Unicron is a big guy. He's a giant transformer the size of a planet that eats other planets. His mouth is this thing on his face. If that's a page on the wiki that you found by hitting the randomize button, I'm guessing maybe it's like the name of an episode or something like that. Because I don't think there's anything particularly noteworthy about just his mouth. Also, would you rather have Ryan Reynolds or Chris Pratt play you in a movie? I think Ryan Reynolds. Because Chris Pratt, of course, anything that any character he plays these days just plays into the meme of him playing anyone. Plus, I think that Ryan Reynolds and I have somewhat similar like facial shapes. So it'd be a bit more believable that way. But thank you for lurking, Extemporaneous. Oh, it says, hey, Longa, I've been watching the 1999 Hunter x Hunter. Oh, I've been meaning to track that down. Is that streaming somewhere? Because I really want to watch that. Because anytime I see like a clip of the animation for it, it looks so good. I found out the dub is free on YouTube, like through official channels or through like, you know, somebody's 360p upload from like the early days of YouTube, broken up into 10-minute chunks. Queen Katie said, I almost forgot, but you made it here, Queen Katie. So howdy, howdy-ba.
Welcome. You've logged in to see Logan. He may be in Utah, but not in Logan. Pull up a log and make fun of the man of the hour. Yes, he only uses light mode. If he were a lumberjack, he would be logging.
I'd be logging. Well, do lumberjacks do the actual logging or do they just chop the trees? Is it loggers that I actually don't know? I mainly know lumberjacks from an old cartoon that I saw when I was a kid that just depicted them as eating pancake breakfasts. But thank you very much, Rootkop, for the 10 bits. How are you doing? I gotta read a couple more comments and we'll get into the game. I'm excited. We should be finishing the first case tonight. So it's some cool stuff. Magpie says, Magpie flying in, how we doing, chat? I'm working on art again. Nice. I'm doing all right. How you doing? Quickity says, someone's watching Dead Telltale Season 1 video, and I almost forgot about this. Well, thank you for being here then. Extra thank you. Bubbo says, hi, long. Not longa, just long. Sometimes I'm just long. I've been playing Batman Arkham Knight recently. That is a good one. I still think Arkham City is probably my favorite in the series, but Arkham Knight is real good too. A bit too much Batmobile. I never warmed up to the Batmobile in Arkham Knight. Everything else was great. Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. Dermo says, morning. How you doing, Dermo? Taco says, hello. How you doing, Taco? Dermo says, hi, Taco. And Taco says, I'm volunteering for a church camp tomorrow for 5 prec kids. Wish me luck. Oh yeah, I don't know what 5 prec is, but good luck. I hope it goes well. Always nice to be like involved in your local community. Quickity says, which by the way, if we do start case 2 tonight, I have spoiler clips. Ooh, Oak says, it's great so far. It's interesting seeing the changes from 2011. My guess is that like it'll be a bit old, more like retro design feel. But like the animation looks so good, and it's probably, I would think, less censored because it feels like that Japan has really cracked down on censorship in recent years. So, deba?
Pre-K, also known as pre-kindergarten. Lonely man.
Okay, I know what pre-K is, but when it's just spelled all lowercase P-R-E-K, like prek, it looks like one word. If there's a hyphen after the E and then the K, like you did, I see written down, but just prac. But regardless, now I understand, Taco, so thank you. I hope you do a good job, and that you do not corrupt the younger generation too much. I said 5th grade through preschool. Okay, well, that's like going the opposite direction. That's like Benjamin Button kids aging backwards. All right, let's go ahead and load up the game. And then we'll give you a recap on where we're at. I'll read a couple more comments in the chat, and then we'll get into the game. But I'm just happy and excited to see you all. I've had a good day today. It's been it's been good. I hope likewise all y'all's days have been good as well. So where we left off last time, Tip
52.
52 factorial with that exclamation point at the end. How you doing, Tiff? It is so good to see you here. I feel like we don't get to see you as often in the chat, and so it's always like an extra special treat whenever you're here. Tiff! 52, that's 2 months away from a 6th subscription baby. But how are you doing? How is not just your weekend, how's your whole week doing or going? But thank you very much.
Forgive Logan, he is a pedant at heart. Stay lonely, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, Ruka, for the 10 bits. I'll take your word for it on whatever it is that I am at heart. I'll show that I'm not pedantic by not nitpicking that description. Does that work, or is that just trying too hard? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. If that means you're taking off with the stay lonely, have a good rest of your night, sleep well. If you can't sleep, feel free to come back. Okay, so we've been talking to Raiten Minimemo, and he's obviously the murderer. Our client, for those who were not here or who don't recall, is Ray Membami. Ray Membami. She's accused of killing Jezeel Brett, who is the culprit in the first case in the last game, and we figured out everything. I feel so freaking good about my theory. So this guy has confessed to stabbing her. Well, he's admitted. I don't think he's officially confessed like in right, but he's admitted to stabbing her. That when she was in, I didn't mean to press that button. When she was in the Jezeel Brett was in this hut, this little cabana. You can see this little crack between the reeds. That was him stabbing her. But the whole thing is that she was also poisoned. But I'm pretty sure he stole the poison. There's a pen here that has his initials monogrammed onto it, as well as the logo of the newspaper that he works for. So it's obviously his pen he gave to her at some point. And when we examined the pen, the inside of it had no ink in it, but trace residue of some other little poison. And so we're like trying to figure out how she got poisoned. Well, obviously he gave her this pen filled with poison instead of ink. And as soon as she used it to try and write, didn't work. And what do you do with a pen when it doesn't work? And you've even seen him doing it like reflexive with his pencil. You see people do this all the time where they tap it on their tongue. You used to I think it's mainly a ballpoint pen you do that with. We'll say it's a fountain pen. So she probably did that, and we learned that the trace amounts is enough to kill you, and then boom. And so yeah, I feel very good about this. There's still plenty of the time for the game to slap me upside the face and tell me I'm stupid, because last game I felt very good about a lot of things and was only right about one thing, and that was the fact that all blonde people are related. So we'll see. But let me read one or two more quick comments, then we will continue with the game. But is everybody caught up? Everybody understand? Any questions? There will be a quiz later on. Magpie says, more stuff for the local community. Oh, your artwork? Nice. Magpie says, Arkham Knight mentioned. Quick says, Logan, I haven't even put up the captions. I don't know, pie. Magpie says, up, down, left, right, BA start. Well, now I have 30 lives, but that doesn't unlock unlimited streaming, though. But thank you, Magpie. And then Oak, wait. Oh, is that your attempt at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, that you made it 20% of the way there. I said it was 100 digits. You almost got the code, Oak. You almost unlocked unlimited streaming. Back over on YouTube, Taco says, also my birthday in 4 days, and then 2 drooling emotes. Is that excitement, drool? Are you doing anything fun for your birthday?
I did do 100 digits, but converting it to base 8 shortened it.
Oh, sure. No, because here's the thing. You could just, I bet you could probably just Google pi in base 8, 100 digits. But then probably, I don't know, maybe AI would try and do it. It would hallucinate half the digits. But here's the thing. I wouldn't be able to double check. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak, and for your effort, for your noble effort. Derma says, I got a new 5-string bass. I'm very happy. Nice. I think Dermo and Oak are the two most knowledgeable music people, so I'll ask you both, is that a cool thing? It sounds cool. Taco says, I'm learning guitar right now, lol. I suck at it. And Dermo says, oh, cool, acoustic? And Taco says, yeah. And Dermo says, you learning chords? And Taco says, I'm gonna try to get a music scholarship. That's why I'm forcing myself to learn. And Dermo says, that, gonna be rough. I feel like for a scholarship, you'd probably want to have a lot of experience, but you never know. You never know. Don't know how competitive it is. But let's play some game. I have yapped for 10 minutes straight without actually doing any game. And so and his arms are probably getting tired. Just holding out as this. Well, Crystal!
I'm alert because I'm locking in and creating a whole alphabet/language for an OC.
What? Oh, that is cool. I remember when I was a kid one time, I tried to come with an alternate alphabet. Yeah, just the type of thing where you replace the letters. Oh, that created a hype train. Crystal, thank you so much for re-upping your sub. 25 months on that account. That's 2 months away from your 3rd subscription, baby. And we have a hype train. Hype train. So hype train is chugging along at already 63% of level 1. So over on the Twitch side, if you want to contribute to that, you can spend bits and get subs and stuff like that. And then maybe you'll unlock emotes. I don't know. But regardless, even if nobody does, thank you both Crystal and Tiff for your subs, which I think are what created the hype train. So thank you. Okay, let's play some game. So we got this guy. I gotta click into the game. Hang on. All right, no, go back. So what was his voice? He's like, extra, yeah, a pretty little student girl. Now there's a woman after my own heart. You're implicating Ray again. She's the one who gave the position to the English woman and ended her pitiful existence. Ha! My nipples are getting kind of sore. I prefer not to keep snapping them like that, but I will do it for the sake of truth and justice. And suddenly, snap, my nipples hurt. This journal is off the hook. Ooh, the argument is sound, certainly. My nipples hurt just watching that. If the witness had administered the poison himself, he need only have waited for it to take effect. Oh, that's right. So his argument is that if he stabbed her, he's saying, why would I also poison her? I only need one or the other. Certainly, there's not an entire Shakespeare play that ends with people being poisoned and stabbed. Subsequently stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical. Well, okay, so here's the theory I'm gonna go with. He gave her the pen with the poison and was waiting for her to do the tongue thing to get it. But she didn't initially. And he's like, oh crap, I really gotta kill her. So just in case she doesn't, I'm gonna go stab her. But then she actually did, but he maybe didn't see and stabbed her anyway. Maybe he's just thorough. And therefore, this reporter had nothing to do with the poisoning. Yes, it's all quite logical. But he stabbed a lady, and she wasn't even dead yet. He stabbed her. Stabbing a not dead lady is still illegal. It's right, it is logical and true. I'm glad you all see the light. Is this the voice I did for him last time? I don't even remember. Justice at last! This is unbelievable. And after I'd managed so much progress in proving his guilt, is he going to get away with it now? Just lightly, just rosy up my cheeks. Think of Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san. They never stop looking for a way forward until the judge's final gavel. Very well then, counsel. Proceed with what I assume to be your final cross-examination in this trial. I don't even remember what his testimony was, so we might have to review it before we press everything. Yes, yes, Your Excellency. Cross-examination, complete, innocent. Well, complete is very generous at this point. So even though we just barely started, I will save, just because it's good habit to keep. Always save at the beginning of a cross-examination. And then, let's read a couple comments before we review what his testimony was. We'll press all the statements, see if there's anything we need to pursue from Soseki Natsume, and then we'll present some evidence. Sound good, everybody? Let's see, over in the chat. Oh, we still got 1 minute left on the hype train, so you can ride it if you want, or just enjoy the view of it whizzing by and the gentle breeze it gives into your hair. Oak says, does it count as before the start of the stream if it's before you start the game? Nah, it has to be still in the opening screen. Shiro says, first case, but actually the 6th case. Well, first case of the second game, 6th of the collection. It depends on how you look at it. But how you doing, Shiro? Oak says, it's not like officially posted, but it's maximum quality, which is 480p because the 90s show, but still, and it's not broken up into weird chunks. Oh my gosh, I can't deal with 480p. Then again, that is better than like AI upscaling. Crap, what anime? There's some anime that I was like, I'm gonna try watch this. I always heard about great things. It's so I pulled it up on Funimation, and it is AI upscaled, like visually, and it looks so bad because it's like a classic one from the, I think like late 90s, early 2000s, and it's just, oh my goodness, it is so bad looking, like so bad. And then I tried looking up online, maybe I can find like really cheap DVD, and it's like, well, half the DVDs and Blu-rays, they're terrible upscale. Anyway, the hype train is concluded. Chugga chugga choo choo, y'all. It's pulled into the station. Oak said there are no actual official sources because not on streaming, so this is kind of the only archive we have. Bro! There's gotta be somebody out there who's maybe got a better quality copy. Queen says it was BD that I was watching, by the way. He had pretty much the same choices you did for season 1, the same reactions. Kenny Best Bro. Magpie says, Logan, pre-K, pre-kindergarten. Come on, again, it's like, write it in lowercase with no hyphen. Prek. It's tough to figure out. Let me take a look over the Twitch chat. Taco says, I've been in vocal lessons my whole life and I'm pretty good at piano, and now I'm learning more instruments. I also kind of know how you write music too. Dermot says, I feel like if you're going for a scholarship, getting very good at one instrument is the way to go. Take it from someone who plays a lot of instruments. I only got in on 2 of them. I will take y'all's word for it because I am not musical instrument inclined. Taco says, I'm trying pion because I've been playing it for a while. Be kind of relaxing all day while sorting stuff. Oh, that's Shiro saying been kind of relaxed all day while sorting stuff. Huh?
480p isn't that bad when it's such an old show like this. It looks very vintage. It's actually very pretty.
I'll have take your word for it, but also like secretly remain a little bit skeptical unless I see it for myself. But thank you for the 10 bits. As I said, any like clip that I've seen post of it, it just always looks so good. Like the animation on it. It definitely looks like retro, old school, but it looks so good. There's certain aspects of the feel of like old school anime from before everything went digital and was done on computers, when it was all like hand-drawn on actual physical cells, that I think computers even today cannot fully replicate. But let's play some game, shall we? Let's see the cross-examination. Let's see. Oh yeah, I stabbed the English woman, and it's the very fact that proves I'm innocent. Because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat. Oh, I missed that goat, but I'll never get that goat back. If the courts weren't gonna punish Brett for what she did, someone else would have to see justice done. But it was only attempted murder. See, it's okay. All right, let's go back to the start. Press every statement. Stab the English woman, that very fact proves I'm innocent.
Hold it!
So, you admit that you had murderous intentions toward Miss Brett then?
Ha! The woman's very existence offended my sense of justice.
Your sense of...
He's claiming some sort of righteous indignation? She was pure evil, a cold-blooded killer who committed murder right here on our empire's soil. But did our good-for-nothing government do nothing? Okay. Oh, not a chance. So I had to step in. Oh, I think I need to put some, like, bandages or some kind of tape over those. Fly the flag of justice! Put things right for the people via murder! It was my civic duty to kill people. Kill a lady. Yeah, it's what drove me to it.
So, in summary, murderous intentions then.
Whatever you want to call it. The point is this. That English woman was a blight! Oh! So I had to do what was right. For society. That's the thing we live in.
Yet a real wrong was done by the student girl in the dock. A crime for which she must pay.
Like, are you gonna also press charges against bro here? Okay. Obviously, because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all. Because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her?
Hold it!
So you still maintain that you didn't give the poison to the victim?
Obviously. That'd be like putting a belt on your trousers when you're already wearing braces like these. Braces? Is that just another fancy word for suspenders?
The accused administered the poison, following which the witness stabbed the victim.
I would wear a belt even if I had suspenders on. I don't know, like my pants feel naked without a belt.
An unforgivable act, certainly, but not one of murder. That crime rests on the accused's shoulders. That is how the law works, you see, yokel. Who knows? You may even learn something here today.
2 consecutive attempts on her life in the space of minutes. Quite a day for the victim. See, that's the tap on the tongue thing. You don't need to do that for a pencil, though.
Hi nerds, Sim popping in to say hi and hope you are having the most super special awesome day ever. I love you all so much.
Wendy, I didn't even hear the pring from the re-upping of the sub. 59 months, Wendy, how are you? Thank you for being here, Wendy. And here, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this.
Apparently Therese a fan Discord that remastered the whole thing in 1080p.
Ooh.
No eye upscaling as far as I know, but there are literally no official sources to watch it. If you want to watch it, you'll either have to pirate it or just watch the free thing on YouTube.
Well, I'm glad that like somebody at least is preserving it like that. Think of the 10 bits. Oh, and there's a shout out for Wendy. Think of the 10 bits.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Which persona is this? Is this 1 or 2?
The root of the word personnel. Bro, shut up.
According to my calculations, it's the root of the word personality.
Get a load of this. I can't stand this dude. More like loser. More like absolute cornball.
Thank you, Wendy. And Wendy, let me see if I can do this real quickly for you. Am I able to do this? I think I can redeem stuff myself.
Here's your reward.
There's some Antakamaki for ya. But Wendy, thank you so much for re-upping your sub. I really, really appreciate it. And it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It sounds like you're just popping in. Maybe you got to take off. Queen Gator says, the very first one. I can never tell the difference. I'm not familiar enough with them. So thank you. Thank you very much. And Wendy, thank you for being here. If you got to take off, I understand. But it's so good seeing you. And I hope you're having an awesome weekend. And an awesome summer. An awesome August beginning. But thank you so much. Let me have a sip of water. We will get back into the game. But yeah, let me have, hang on a second. Here we go.
Do something that evil, and you got it coming. That's how the law works. The law of reckoning. That's not the kind of law this court upholds.
You will reiterate why you were compelled to stab the victim then, witness? Oh, wait, are we adding something to his testimony? Oh, here we go. Wait, no, this is the same stuff as before. So yeah, there's nothing new was added.
When I heard the student girl and the pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat.
Hold it.
What exactly were they arguing about? About what happened in the restaurant 9 months ago, that's what. The student girl was laying into the English woman for killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Wilson.
Yes, John H. Wilson. Oh, thank goodness we didn't call him Watson. A professor of medicine, invited here from England by Professor Mikotoba, no less. I hope he didn't leave behind an orphan child, and if so, I hope anyone who knew of his death told her about it. Otherwise, you're a bad person.
Right, but the English woman just did. Her case was to be heard by the British Consular Court in Shanghai. However, there is little doubt that she would simply have been acquitted and sent back to her homeland a free woman. It was eating that student girl up inside. You could see it. I really felt for her.
Oh, is she chiming in? Hey! I can't. I can't stand here and listen to this tribe. She keeps doing the pose, kind of like Susato did. Is she gonna do a Ray takedown of her own soon? I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat. I hope we'll still get to press the final statement, and this doesn't just move on entirely. But I believe, didn't Queen Katie say this is the final cross-examination of this chapter? Let's see, Oak says, I'm not sure which changes are from deviating from the manga and which changes are just weird. 1999 decisions. Queen Katie said, oh yeah, chat, I've discovered a grand new snack. I went to Walmart, saw it, and thought, why not? And now I regret not having sooner. Corn nuts! I had some friends when I was in high school who were like, that was like their thing. They just loved corn nuts. I think they're fine. They're different flavors too. What flavor did you get? Oak said, because I do know 2011 condensed a lot of the early episodes so they could get to the action as soon as possible. But yeah, well, they completely like skipped over, because like, aren't you supposed to see Kite at the beginning and things like that? And they just like passed right over that. Quita says, the corn nuts are so crunchy and good. The ranch flavor, there we go, was sold out. Oh, that was sold out, but went for plain original, but still good. Oak said, so far, 1999 is very charming. It's cool seeing slightly extended versions of each hunter exam phase, and there's a decent amount of extra stuff. Bumbo says, eating ice cream. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Where'd I live? Yeah, Shira was saying, been relaxing while sorting stuff. Toga says, not peon. You weren't practicing peon? Pion. Derma says, also, singing piano and guitar are the most common entries, so they're very competitive. Derma says, Shiro! Shira says, Dermo! Taco says, Shiro! Shira says, Taco, but you know the actual name there. And then Derma says, I do miss the older styles of anime. I do too. Like, there's some about that. It's like candy that like doesn't my eye sockets want to. I mean, I know that that's like a term, eye candy, but it really is. I could just like, it doesn't even matter what's happening in the anime. I can just watch it and soak it in with my eyeballs, and I love it so much. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's play a little bit more here. I can't stand here and listen to this tripe.
Hey! Young girl, you stand accused here. You can't just blurt out whatever you feel like it. I mean, even if you weren't accused. You can't. You're a girl! No, you can't. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here, and I'm a man!
Take a look! Pull down, whip out, hey, back up, zip up. Just keep quiet and listen and forget what you just saw, because I just remembered you're underage. But this awful man is making all of this up. Oh, and she's on the stand too, so she can like react, and we pursue something that she's gonna say. Susato, please, you have to make them listen.
Don't call me that, you're blowing my cover.
Why'd she say Susato? I remember the name of everyone walking through this court. Are you Susato Mikotoba? You're a girl! Return to the dock at once, Membami-san. We were in the middle of a cross-examination. It's man's work. That's work for men.
Hold it!
Your Excellency, please, I implore you, stop being sexist. That journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness.
Exactly. He's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigoted, great peeping Tom. And murderer. I feel like that's kind of more relevant. I mean, peeping Tom is bad, but like, murderer is markedly worse. Oh, take it easy there.
Please, I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say. Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain the accused's remarks.
Ryutaro did request that I stop being sexist. All right, I will grant the request of the defense. Maybe my wife will pay attention to me when I come home now.
Huh? But Your Excellency!
This is likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings. As such, I believe it would be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, whilst recognizing that this contrives regular protocol and male-dominated society, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak. Oh. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Oh, I just hit my head on the counter. Okay, so we're going to add her statement to the testimony then. It was nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. So we were discussing the stolen poison. I'm going to read some more in the chat. I'll probably go and press the other statement after this first, because this is clearly the new stuff. This the thread we need to pursue. Over on Twitch, Oak says, it's just very hard to tell which is filler and what was the original manga, but was condensed out of 2011 because I haven't read the early manga. Tiff says, yeah, life's been well. Live, not in a bad way, just a busy one. Good to see y'all again. It's good to see you, Tiff. Thank you again for re-upping the sub, and good having you here. And there's where Crystal re-upped her sub as well, so thank you also. Oak said, get close to 2 years in the community. How is that possible? How is time? Quita says, I'm doing a last-minute clip from last stream, and man, do I really dislike how long it takes to load now? Oh, hey, complaint worked. It loaded! Is it like another spoiler clip? Bubba said, I'm pretty sure the stabbing a dead lady is also illegal. That's like a lot less. Here's the thing. Stabbing and murdering, really illegal. Stabbing and not quite murdering, still very illegal. Stabbing a dead body is like illegal. But if you get away with it, who does it hurt? The feelings of the deceased loved ones? Yeah, but that's it. Maybe it stained the carpet or something with dead body juices. But, you know, they got really fancy carpet cleaners now. And the bubble says, either it is messing with a crime scene or just desecrating the dead. That is fair. Tiff says, stabbing anyone dead or alive is 100% illegal. And Tiff with the hydrant command. Thank you very much, Tiff. I will do that right now. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Taco says, refer to me as Taco. Logan, did I ever tell you that my math teacher is subscribed to me? Wait. Now, hang on. Did you say this? I can't remember if you might have said that you were like trying to convince one of your teachers to. Has your math teacher ever actually watched? Or was it just like, okay, fine, I'll do what my student asks me to do? Dermot says, Persona 1, that's very quick unpantsing for someone wearing suspenders. But they're very stretchy suspenders. You see the way he pulls them out? They're all stretched out. Right now, there's nothing that, like, the suspenders aren't doing anything to hold up his pants. The only thing that's holding them up is the friction of them against the bottom part of his shirt and him and just, you know, faith and a prayer. That's all that's holding those pants up, those trousers at this point. I should play some more of the game, though. So what's she saying here? It was nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. We were discussing the stolen poison. Okay, let's press this statement first and we'll come back to that. If the courts weren't gonna punish Brett for what she did, someone else would have to see justice done.
Hold it! And was that someone else you, Mini Memo-san?
Rocketball! Oh, we got Emination _17. We rated you last week. In the chat, thank you so much, Queen Katie, for the Tomcat to get my attention there. I see a first-time chatter down the very bottom. Okay, Emination, I am always behind in chat. I read every comment. I'm always very far behind, but I do have an overlay that shows the like very bottom of chat, so I can see your hoy hoy coming in. How are you? So welcome. So yeah, this. Oh. Check out the shout out clip. Then I'm gonna die. What game was that? It looked like, almost looked like a Silent Hill. I've never played any of the Silent Hill games. For some reason, that was the visual vibe I was gathering there. Oh, and because that was a shout-out, that'll tell us what you most recently played. Roblox! Nice! Well, welcome! I should, you know, like I said, I'm very far behind in chat. I should scroll down to the bottom where you came in and read a couple comments so I can say hi to you real quick. First of all, though, since this is your first time visiting our channel, let me give you the quick rundown on what we do. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Right now, we're alternating between this, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We just started the second game in the series, and Deltarune Chapter 5. Other games we've played in the past include Danganronpa, Persona, Omori, just all sorts of stuff. Also, here is our link tree. I should remember to post this periodically, and I'll copy and paste this over to the YouTube chat as well, since we multi-stream on both Twitch and YouTube. So feel free to check it out if you want. All of our social media links are there, Discord, invite, TikTok, whatever. It's there if you want. Ignore it if you want. But let me, scroll down to the bottom of the chat and say hi. And there you go, saying hoy hoy. And Queen said Logan will be smart in the testimony. I hope. I feel very confident about my theory so far. And then Queen says hello to Emmy Nation. Said first time chatter. Emmy Nation says I am. And then Emmy Nation said, yeah, I saw you were live and wanted to pop in. Well, thank you for popping in. I don't know if you're just like wanting to pop in and pop out. And so it's totally understandable if you got other things. You're like, oh crap, now he's talking to me. I feel pressured to stay. There's never any pressure. But it's good to see you here. I should let you know, like, not everyone that we raid I end up following, but you had a very fun vibe to your channel. Plus, you said you like Transformers, and like I've got all my Transformers artwork on the wall behind me, and I got Transformers figures just hanging out behind me. Here's one of my favorite. We got Skywarp right here, the new Studio Series 86 Skywarp, and we also have a Secret Redeem that shows him. I got where is it? Where is he? I've been reorganizing everything, so it's a mess on the couch behind me right now. But I got our Grimlock, our G2 Grimlock that we feature heavily. He one time bit me and turned me into a zombie, which was not good. Anyway, I'm rambling. But it is good to see you here. And then Emination says, laugh at the clip. Quita says, oh, did the Shadow player get fixed? Yeah, it nothing I did. It just started working again, so I'm guessing their servers were just down last time. And Crystal says, yup. Emination said it was an ear-cleaning horror game. I've seen, like, I've stumbled upon some clips on TikTok because I had to take my mom into an ear, nose, and throat doctor because she got, like, really compounded earwax on one side and had to get it cleaned out. And I think just my phone listening in is like, oh, you're talking about ear cleanings. Well, I gotta show you some great clips of that. And so I had a bunch of things appearing, like people pulling stuff out, so I can see how you could make that into a horror game. Quita says, nice! What a horror game law. Krista says, ear cleaning? Nation says, yup. Ooh. Says, those are all solid games. Let me follow your socials. Oh, thank you! I should check, do you have I should check over on your channel to see if you've got other socials as well. I'm about to stream, but waiting for my friend to finish up LOL. Thank you. Yes, I love Transformers. I've seen the first movie like 40 times, plus I grew up with Transformers Prime. When you say first movie, do you mean the 1986 animated one or the 2007 Michael Bay one? Because those are very different movies. Like, I've got a copy on DVD of the 1986 animated one signed by Peter Cullen up there. But, you know, I mean, if it's the Michael Bay one, that's fine, too. Emmy Nation says, I've seen the first... Oh, I read that. Magpie says, oh, Emmy, your stream inspired me to work on my own VTuber idea. Emmy Nation said, oh, really? That's great. What kind of VTuber do you want to do? Magpie says, I'm making a Magpie folk character. Mostly just want possibly doing video essays. It should be fun hobby to try. Queen says, wow, you got to geeking out. It's very easy. You should have seen, like, the info dump I did in the Transformers channel, just talking to Vero earlier today over on Discord. Emmy Nation said, I haven't set up my YouTube yet, but my TikTok is vibing. But I watched the Michael Bay. It was the only movie I could watch when I was growing up. Oh, it's the only one? Wow, it says I want to see it when you're done to Magpie. Well, again, thank you for being here. I'm going to scroll back up to where I left off in the chat before because I am very far behind. And for those who are lurking, I am going to play some game. I promise. But it was very nice having you pop in, Emmy Nation. And you said you were going to be taking off and doing your stream and you're just waiting for your friend. I hope your stream goes well. I hope you have a wonderful stream tonight. And thank you for popping in. I just always like talking to people who are like, oh.
Remember to breathe and don't think, feel.
Thank you, Chie. I'll do that. Thank you, Chie. I'll have a sip of water as well. And then we'll get back into the game. And then I will read some more chat once we're done with the cross-examination on YouTube as well. I'm sorry, I don't mean to neglect you, YouTube. I love all of you on YouTube as well. All right, so where are we? ... And no comment.
Oh, sorry? It was the accused who sent the English woman to heck.
Yeah, I feel like I should send that. The Home for Infinite Losers, HFIL. I just waved her off, that's all. All right, yes, I got my hands a little dirty in the process, it's true. But you listen to me. My blade was restless at the injustice of it all. That woman got what she deserved. I say we should all applaud the young student girl for having the courage to rid the world of that menace! I mean, does jury nullification exist in Japan in the turn of the 19th or 20th century?
It hasn't been proven that the defendant did anything of the sort. Sorry about that. Slip of the tongue.
Okay, so now we'll go back and we'll press Ray's statement, and then we'll hopefully be able to tell where we're going to be presenting some evidence here.
If the victim had unwittingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have had no reason to stab her. On the face of it, that logic sounds entirely reasonable.
But there's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Brett's murder.
If we could think of a plausible explanation as to why he might have stabbed her even after the poisoning, I feel sure that everything would drop into place. That's what we should be looking for.
I mean, I guess he might have stabbed and then, like, squirted the pen, but she had the pen.
Yes, I agree, and in order to do that, I must try to glean more information.
Okay, so we'll go to Ray's statement and we'll press on that one, and then we should be able to figure out what we're doing. It was nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. We were discussing the stolen poison.
Hold it!
The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean?
I suspected her of being the one to steal it. I mean, just think about how she killed Dr. Wilson. Yeah, it was with poison. It's kind of her thing.
That's true. Additionally, Miss Brett certainly had knowledge of the new poison.
But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government.
Indeed. All visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
And that's true. I pestered Professor Mikotoba until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited his laboratory. But as I left, I was searched from top to tail.
Right. It was weird. He has a tail. Vestigial. Very pointy. Looks like a penguin. Miss Brett rather bluntly revealed the existence of the toxin we'd been developing, you see. And since Soseki-san expressed such an interest,
Like she's just copying.
I felt unable to refuse. Obviously, I gave nothing away other than the fact it was an extremely potent substance.
I'm very ashamed of myself. It's just that I've had a singularly terrible experience with a deadly poison. I wanted to look my old enemy in the eye. Surely you can understand that. When did he have a bad experience with a poison? I'm trying to remember. Did we have anything to do with poison in his case? That was just like a knife falling out of a window. What was his? Is this like a reference to Soseki Natsume's literary works? Huh. To find out if my suspicions were true, I confronted Miss Brett about the poison. I told her that if there were to be an incident involving it somehow, it wouldn't just be the university. The military would be dragged into it, the whole government even. It would be a complete disaster.
And how did Miss Brett respond to your concerns?
She just curled those beautiful lips of hers. Oh, those lips are so beautiful. Oh, that's the real reason I went into her changing hut. I'm allowed. I'm a girl. I can go in there. And said she didn't know the first thing about it. In English, actually. I assume that's what she said. I don't speak English. It just felt that way. It's a vibe.
Ah, yes. Memo-san. One small question, if you don't mind.
Okay, we're finally getting somewhere. And it's once again our dad being the good lawyer. I don't mind. Can't you see I'm busy?
Clearly, you were outside the beach hut listening in whilst the defendant and Miss Brett were conversing. Presumably, then, it was you who wrote this article about what you'd heard?
Wait, so is there something weird in the article? Article about the poison was stolen from the laboratory Yume University. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he was wondering how it could have been published when he hadn't even heard about the theft. Even my father, who was responsible for the lab, knew nothing of the incident. So let's see if there's a clue in here. Following lecture Yume by Soseki Natsume on 11th August, came to light a very disturbing incident took place. Deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Again, that's why I'm thinking it's the pen. It's tapping the tip of the dried-out pen on the tongue. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed poison chemical. The university would have to be consulted. And they did, and determined there was none on the knife, but they haven't checked the pen. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin, apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids, rumored to have been commissioned by the military. We haven't done anything with the impaired breathing, so maybe that's related. We obviously, the contracted pupils is why Ray concluded, oh, she's been poisoned, and thought maybe that the knife was poison tipped and pulled it out, even though she would risk hemorrhaging. But I don't think we've done anything with the impaired breathing, so maybe that's going to be related somehow? Let me read a few comments in the chat, because I'm just still behind. I have scrolled back up to where I left off before, so let's see. Crystal says, oh no, AI upscaling actually downgrades things. Oh, it does, especially when it's especially in animation. It ruins things. Like, I remember trying to track down a good copy of Disney's Sword in the Stone to watch. I had a hankering for it. And their official Blu-ray did AI upscaling, and it took away all the texture of the drawings. It just made them all weird and waxy and blah looking. Magpie says, what got upscaled? I was talking to somebody, but yeah, AI upscaling is always a bad choice. Oh, it was like a classic anime that I tried to watch on Funimation, and it was just AI upscaled into HD, and it looks so bad. I would rather watch it standard def than AI upscaled. Atlantic says, hello, yellow. How you doing, Atlantic? Quick says, oh yeah, Logan, 2 of the Case 2 spoiler clips will be with my YouTube trimmer as a warning. Wow, well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it. Magpie says, a lot of the old anime look is the fact the animation had been degrading over time. That's why Sailor Moon looks pink. It wasn't designed that way, just the animation cells aged and turning pink over time. I've heard a similar thing with, this I don't know if it's because of the cells, but a lot of old Dragon Ball Z has a greenish tint to it. But what I'm talking about is there's something about the flow of the motion perception that is just that you've lost today. And also the effect when they would like shine light through some of the cells and illuminate things. Like I have never seen a modern anime ever capture that effect looking proper. But it looks so gorgeous in old anime. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. I gotta scroll up a little bit again. Taco says, I'm organizing my stuffed animals with ones I want to keep and ones I don't. I don't want to get rid of any because they're your children. Why would you put them up for adoption? Derba says, Taco, I still have a teddy bear on my shelf, which I've had for 20 years. Like, my most prized possession is a stuffed toy that I had when, well, not had, I still have, but I got when I was like a little kid. Taco says, I've had most of them since I was 7 and I don't want to get rid of them. Well, like, do you have to? Like, is there's someone or something compelling you? Shira says, no jury nullification. Oh, that's true. Maybe there's judge nullification? Derba says, for a secret toxin, a lot of people know of it. Shira says, I love how Mikitobo was like, I have no choice, but he really could have just said no. It's because it's Japan and they're all so polite. Like, if it comes to, the options are like being rude, that's the alternative. It's like, no, you cannot be rude. Derba says, Shiro, I should just go to a military leader and ask, can I see a warhead? I mean, they can't say no, /J. Granted, we don't have them here, so I guess they'd have to build one. Taco says, well, it's the time of the night where Taco disappears. Bye-bye, good night, Taco. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit. Have a good rest of your night. Good luck with your stuffed toys. Derba says, bye, Taco. And then Shira says, Dermo, do I even want to know why you want to see the warhead? And Shira says, bye, Taco. Derma says, Shiro plans, revenge plans. And Shira says, judge has to abide by the law, jury doesn't. Well, it's not illegal to do jury nullification. It's like, it's an option. And then Shira says, Dermo no, revenge bad. Okay, let's play a bit more game. Oh, Grab, what did he say a second ago? Let's recap.
Presumably, then, it was you who wrote the article about what you'd heard. Exclusive deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. The story was published in this morning's edition of Shoyu News. The details are too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else.
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, look at this. The entire article. I mean, there'll be like the written by, what do you call it, a byline or something? Is almost what I said to Miss Brett, word for word. Even the curses. Sorry, I dropped some F-bombs when it's just the ladies. Just girl time is F time.
Ha! Ha! Well, many memo-san. As a journal and as a citizen of a free country, I don't have to reveal my sources. That's a founding principle of many memoism. Father's clearly right about this. That reporter did write that article, and he based it on what he overheard from outside the hut.
The details of the poison article have been updated in the court record.
Yeah, show me what it was, game. So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. I don't know why he would, like if he did poison her, why he would publish an article about the poison to let everybody know about it. So what's it say now? The reporter, many Memo-san, based it on information he gleaned by eavesdropping. Who is dropping so many eaves? So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. That's why you came up with that stinking story about me arguing with her.
Oh, shut up! My stories never stink! Look, whatever you say, little girl, it doesn't alter the facts. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say, and I want it to go on record.
Oh, wait, but I thought that was the last cross-examination. Oh, he's adding another statement. Very well, you may amend your formal testimony.
Ha! 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 Ha!
So what's he got to say now? This will obviously be what we're going to be presenting evidence to, but we'll press it first just in case we got even more stuff going in.
The point is, if you'd poison someone, there'd be no reason to then go and stab the person as well.
Let's save before we continue, just because it's been like another 20 minutes, I think, since the last time I saved. And I'll read a couple more comments in the chat. Wendy says, pring, pring. I don't know why I didn't hear the pring, pring that time, Wendy. I'm so sorry, but thank you for being here. Crystal does a shout out. Tiff says, Wendy. Quiggita says, oh, hey, the original persona. Wendy says, that's one. Laughing. Quiggita says, the very first one. Nanjo, my beloved. And then a frowny face. Wendy says, my beautiful, glorious, spectacular queen on. How I missed you. I got an early morning tomorrow, but I plan on watching on Tuesday. Oh, that'd be great. We're still doing some Deltarune. Wendy says, Tiff, I've been all right. Super busy. busy but doing well. I bought One Piece manga chapters 22 through 24 at a bargain store for $8.50. So we ballin'. Wait, $8.50 total for that's nice. It says, oh my gosh, speaking of snack finds, my friend at work put me onto dill pickle hummus, and it's actually fire. I'm not a fan of dill pickle. I am one of the rare sweet pickle enjoyers out there. It's really good to get like a tuna fish sandwich, get some tuna, mix in some Miracle Whip, and then some crispy chunks of sweet pickle. Oh, so good. Gotta peace out, but for now, I was just popping in, but I'll see you Gamers Tuesday. See you then, Wendy. Thank you so much for being here. And I see I'm almost to the point where Emmy Nation came in, so I'm almost there. I'm getting slowly caught up. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat again. And Shira says, code free country. Okay, right, and Dora says, Shira, look, it's not Britain. Britain's safe by proximity. Any warhead sufficiently strong would also take Ireland with it. I'm not gonna go into that right now. It was gonna reveal my normal just paranoia about things going wrong. And Shira says, Dermo, that doesn't help. Low. Okay, let's play a little bit more. A sip of water, play, and then I'll be back to chat again. Oh, right here. Point is, if you poison someone, there'd be no reason to go and stab the person as well.
Hold it!
Huh. Perhaps you doubted the efficacy of the poison and sought to make sure your victim would die.
That's horse dung! It's the fourth time you're dropping the dung word. I would say D word, but the D word is already taken. That's a different word. This is a dung word.
What? That'd be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you even tasted it. Completely reckless.
Okay, I get the vibe for that. Anytime I have like something with sauces and seasonings, I always want to take at least one bite without to see what it tastes like beforehand.
Although it might surprise you to learn that I'm a bit of an impetuous pepper pourer as it happens.
Why is that highlighted? That's gonna be important? Is pouring peppers important?
Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only minutes away from death. And yet, this man then proceeded to stab her in the back as well. There has to be good reason for that.
Again, maybe he didn't realize that she had taken enough, that he thought she would have died sooner. It's like, crap, I gotta still do this. Maybe he was worried she was gonna stagger out of the hut. Or maybe it was because he stabbed her while Ray was in there. Maybe he was worried that she was gonna pipe up and implicate him and say that he did it. And so he's like, crap, I gotta silence her, I gotta speed this up, I gotta risk it, stab. I mean, that makes sense, right?
There has to have been a good reason for that.
If it was the reporter who gave the poison to Miss Brett, then clearly he must have done it prior to Ray entering the hut.
Yes, that's undeniable.
But between him leaving the hut and the victim being stabbed, there was one very crucial change in the situation.
Sorry? What? Change? What?
I mean, what, she changed her clothes? She changed into like her swimming attire? I think she had a robe on, I don't know.
The reporter overheard the conversation between Ray and the English woman.
See, okay, that's what it is, that he was afraid that she would give away some details that would implicate him.
Ah, yes, that's it. That's when Memo-san first found out the exact nature of the poison he'd used. That could be the key here.
Oh, okay, so before that, he didn't know how the poison worked. So, is it that he realized that the contracting pupils would be too obvious that she died by poison and thought he needed to, I'm not quite sure.
If the victim had unwittingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have no reason to stab her.
Okay, this is what he said before. So we're not getting any new information. There's nothing to pursue. So we got to present something, and it's going to be obviously to that most recently added statement. So let's take a look at what he actually said there. And she said that. And here, point is, poison someone, there'd be no reason to go stab the person as well. Let's save and figure out what we're going to be presenting as evidence here to contradict this statement. So let's take a look at our court record. What do we got here? Post-mortem report, time of death just after 2 p.m. Death is believed to be due to trauma to the victim's lung being from knife blade. Only a single wound was identified. We established in the last game that in the cases taking place here in Japan, they don't have full autopsies. They just have kind of a cursory examination. So maybe they thought it was a lung issue because of the fact that she was short of breath beforehand, because that is one of the symptoms of it. It says ascertained by examination and witness statements. Single deep stab wound from behind, piercing a lung and resulting in fatal hemorrhage. Death would have occurred within minutes. Extreme meiosis, pupil contraction was observed in the victim in both eyes. Crime scene photograph. Photographic print of the scene taken by the police just after the incident occurred. The stab wound in the victim's back is clearly visible. I mean, there's the spilled sparkling water in a totally not wine bottle. We did have that brought up. But I think that the poison was in the pen, though. She has changed out of her fancy outfit, but I don't think that's going to be relevant. She's got all of her stuff in the case. We got Soseki Natsumi article, newspaper article, discussion between father and Soseki. Debate became quite spirited. We don't really need that because all that the main thing is that showed that the photos were taken by the same camera because they both had the same crack in them. Fountain pen, bearing the initials RM, emblem of some description. This will be important later, I think. We need to establish where the poison was and how it was administered. We're going to be using the pen. Poison article. It was just amended, so we're probably going to use this. But I'm not quite sure how. Photographic print taken in the moment victim was attacked. My friend Ray can be seen kneeling over Miss Brett. Chemical reagent, special indicator solution for a new poison under development by my father's team. It's been created in strict secrecy and exists only in my father's laboratory. Small knife from the scene of the crime that was found on the victim's back. No trace of poison was found on the blade. And layout of the small beach hut where the victim was found. So yeah, it's gonna be this. So I'm just gonna assume that because he was hearing the information about the article, that he either wanted to silence Brett from saying anything that would implicate him as the guy who stole the poison, or that he realized that it'd be too obvious that she died by poison rather than just like, I don't know, heart attack or something like that. And he was just covering his tracks. There was the impaired breathing, but we still haven't used. It's this newspaper article, right? It's gotta be. Present.
Objection!
Let's see what your logic is, Susato.
Well, I can think of one reason. What? But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article from what you have overheard outside the hut?
Of course he did. There could be no question of that. After all, when we were all in the laboratory together, all we were told is that it was a terrible toxin.
And there is one more important fact to consider. According to the witness, Membami-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been impossible for her to have slipped the poison into Miss Brett's drink.
Objection!
That's a good point.
Where are you going with this, counsel? Many Memo-san has made it quite clear that she observed every single thing that happened in the beach hut. If the defendant had somehow found an opportunity, this man would have seen it.
Which means that Miss Brett couldn't have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present.
I'm not sure where we're going with this, but I'm gonna read some more in the chat, because again, I'm still behind. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Queen Gator says, I made a timestamp and a spoiler chat last stream, but I forgot to go back and clip it. Tiff says, bye, Wendy. Queen says, do we do a prediction on how long it takes for Logan to finish case 1? Wait, no, never mind. We can. We can. In fact, that sounds like a good idea. Do we have enough people here for prediction? We'll do it as soon as we see where this is going. And maybe you guys will have a better idea. Or maybe I'll just wait till we pass the 1 hour mark. We'll see, are we going to do it in the second hour or the third hour? Kuya says Logan will be smart in the testimony. Oh, this is where, Nation came and saying hoy hoy, so I can scroll down a bit. Because I read a lot of this stuff here. There we go. Magpie says, aw, thank you. If you're in Logan's Discord, I may show it off there at some point. Emmy Nation says, I snuck into it now. I'm slowly collecting streamers' Discord. It sounds so sinister that way. Quiggity with some emotes, and Emmy Nation says, had he been poisoned in the past? That's what I was wondering. I don't remember Soseki being poisoned in the last case we had with him. He was accused of a stabbing, but I don't think poison entered it. And Quick with a smile, Sheer with a smile. Okay, so that's probably gonna be like a flashback case later on or something. Emanation says, no, people are doing AI upscaling. Boo! Give me the pen and I'll animate it myself. Lol. And Quick with a timestamp, 47 minutes, 39 seconds. Look at that, I'm like 12 minutes behind. Not bad at all. Over on YouTube, Derma says, hot take. If you need to douse the food in tons of herbs and spices for it to be tasty, it's not quality food. Most spicy chicken tastes like rubber. Personally, I like to taste the thing. I mean, I understand the two. I used to know this guy who, he loved rice. And he'd like make rice every day. Whenever he had the rice, he would like squeeze all sorts of like sauces and peppers and things all over that. And it's like, you're not tasting any rice. I don't think you actually like rice. I think rice is just the vehicle by which you like sauces and spices. And then Shira says, Derma says, this take is brought to you by Nando's. Worst food I ever had? Shira says, imagine having your own Discord server. Totally didn't lose mine because of hacker nonsense. And Discord being mean. Oh, Discord. Oh, I shake my fist at Discord. Let's see. Odemi Nation said, so are these three people the suspects? I haven't played Ace Attorney yet, but it looks nice. I mean, kind of. So our client is Ray Membami, the girl that's up there. The other two are just witnesses. But we have figured out that, obviously, the main thing is we got to defend our client and then figure out who the real killer is. And so we're defending our client, Ray, and we've figured out that Ryton Many Memo, they all have pun names because he's a journalist. He's writing many memos, writing many memo, that he's the killer, but now we have to prove it in court, even though that's not what defense attorneys actually have to do. The judicial system in this universe is very screwed up. Also, I can see the end of chat inside. I'm almost there. Okay, let's keep going here.
Which means that Miss Brett couldn't have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present. In fact, it must have been administered to her before Membami-san entered the hut.
So be back when he was in there, and with the pen.
Yes, very articulately put. Why are you not the lawyer? Get this obvious boy who is not a girl in disguise out of my courtroom.
When I walked in the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Brett about the poison.
At which point, Many Memo-san overheard some worrying information.
Worrying information? What worrying information?
The information which he subsequently included in his newspaper article, namely, that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy, and that it couldn't be readily obtained.
Oh, so maybe that's what it is that if he realized that if they determined that she was killed by poisoning, they'd be able to track him down much more easily.
Absolutely. In fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could have come from is my lab.
And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison would exhibit telltale signs in death.
The extreme constriction of the pupils. Yes, it's quite stark when you see it. Oh, speaking of stark, I just glanced over my overlay at the bottom of the chat. Thank you, Queen Katie. I think I just saw what you were alerting me to. We have another first-time chatter. Katharina Stark. Okay, I gotta ask you, Katharina. And by the way, hi, welcome. I'll give you the rundown of the channel in a second, because saying hello, hi. Is that a reference to, like, Tony Stark, or is it a reference to Game of Thrones? Because there's Kat Stark was Ned Stark's wife, right? If I remember Game of Thrones. Or is that just, like, your name? Either way, welcome. Katharina Stark. Let me give you the rundown of the channel. I just gave it to Emmy Nation a minute ago, but we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We are right now alternating between two main games. One is this, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which I guess I would ask, are you a fan of this game? Is that how you found us here? And the other game we're playing right now is Deltarune Chapter 5, and I read every comment in chat. I'm usually way behind. I'm actually only a little bit behind right now, but let me also post one more time our link tree into the chat, just in case you feel like checking it out. That has all of our social media, Discord invite, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all this stuff. I mean, you're already on Twitch, but feel free to check it out if you feel so inclined, or ignore it. There's no pressure. But welcome, Katharina. I'm curious as to how you found us here. So I guess I'll read a couple more comments here. As I said, I'm almost caught up. Let's see, where did I leave off? Shira says, Emmy Nation, only the girl is the suspect. The other two are witnesses. Emmy Nation says, oh, okay. And then Queen says, Ray is our defendant. The reporter is the suspect/witness. And sad man next to him is the real life Soseki Natsume. Yeah, he's like a real historical figure that they just put in here. And his estate is like, yeah, just make him a weirdo. We're cool with that. And then Emmy Nation says, ooh, he liked pepper. Throw him in jail. Okay, well, just the spice, though, because here's the thing. Emmy Nation, I have a cat, and my cat's name is Pepper. And she is the sweetest, most adorable little cat. And so I don't want people thrown in jail for liking my cat. She's a wonderful cat. And then Emmy Nation said maybe 2 people tried to kill her. I think that'd be great if we had one of these cases where it turns out, like, just everybody did it. Everybody was involved. but that might be too much to hope for. And there's where Katharina Stark came in saying hello. So again, welcome. And then Crystal says hi, Katharina. Katharina. I hope I'm saying it right. I always get confused whether it's Katrina or Katharina. And Katharina says, for Stark House. Oh, okay, so it is. It is for Game of Thrones. It's been a long time since I've watched that show, but I just do remember that that her name was Kat Stark, right? And so, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. As I said, I read every comment. I'm always behind. I see I'm not quite caught up. I should probably get back in the game and keep playing some of the game, but I will be back. And as I said, I read every comment in chat. So if you write more stuff, I will read it like the next time that I get into chat. But welcome. I appreciate you being here. And again, I would love to hear how you found us. If you're a fan of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, let me have a sip of water and we will continue. The extreme constriction of the pupils. Yes, it's quite stark when you see it. There are other poisons that show similar symptoms, but not among new substances that are undetectable.
In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison. Ha! Which would reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people.
Everyone in my laboratory is aware of the unique properties of the toxin we've been developing. None of them would be foolish enough to attempt to use it for some nefarious deed.
Well, hopefully they're also just not murderous people.
Membami-san being no exception.
Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered this unique poison to the victim was a lay person, unaware of its telltale properties.
Oh! Hing! Telltale properties are when like the dialogue options are deceptive.
In other words, someone like you, right 10 Medi Memo!
Okay, so we're finally getting there. Again, we'll probably have to prove how we got the poison. It's gonna be the pen. I think it's clear sailing. So I think we can have a prediction now. I know that the chat is a little bit sleepier right this moment than it was a little while ago, but let's do a prediction like Queen Katie was asking. What time will we finish this first case? Before 2 hour mark? After 2 hour, before 3 hour, or after 3 hours? And we'll have a nice long submission period. We'll go ahead and give like a 20-minute submission period. So we'll do, yeah. So go ahead and cast your votes right now. Now, those who are not going in as blind as I am, you probably have an advantage because you know how much time is left. But you also know how much time I waste chatting with people. And maybe I'm just going to at some point decide to just stop playing the game and do other things instead. I'm going to read some more comments in the chat. Let's see. Oh, looks like Crystal already beat me to post in a link tree, so thank you very much, Crystal. Emination says hi. Katharina. Sorry, I will get that, I promise. Katharina says, how are you guys? I'm doing well. Today has been a good day for me. So yeah, doing pretty decent. I hope you're doing. How are you doing, Katrina? Magpie says, wasn't that one of the endings of Clue? I mean, I guess that's not a spoiler. Clue was from, what, like the 80s? But yeah, well, there have been like a couple of different things where it's like everybody did it, but we've never done that in Ace Attorney. But yes, that was the best ending, in my opinion, from Clue. Katharina says, I like to listen to streams in English to improve. Oh! So what language do you speak natively, if you don't mind me asking? Crystal says, doing great. Emination says, ooh, what's your native language? Katharina says, I speak Spanish and a little bit of French. Oh, nice. We have a couple of members of our community who speak Spanish. One of them we haven't seen in a while, Lucy Seesaw. I miss her. She's great. She speaks Spanish and also Japanese because she moved to Japan. Also, our good buddy Clam, one of our legacy moderators, who's only out here on occasion, he speaks Spanish as well. I just know how to say, like, remain seated, please. I think it's like, permanecer sentados, por favor, or something like that. And it's like count to 10 or 12 or so. That's it. For French, I took French in high school. It was my worst subject. But I speak un petit peu de français. But not like enough for conversational. But I hope you... I don't know if I'm the person to listen to for English. But I hope that you enjoy your time here. And Emination says, ooh. Katrina says, I want to learn German too. Nice! Like, you can be polylingual up the wazoo. And Shira says, get him, Ryutaro! Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Shiro says, imagine having, oh, I already read that. Durba says, they spiced the garlic bread. Garlic bread is sacred. How dare they? Shiro says, Logan has to blame YouTube for my presence here because it popped into my recommendations. I appreciate, like, you've been a lot of fun ever since you joined up with our stream, Shiro. I consider that a wonderful blessing to our community. Okay, so I'm still behind, but I'll keep playing some more. Also, it's nice to see that Emmy Nation is still here. I was expecting you probably had to have left already, like if your friend had gotten here, so I appreciate you sticking around for so long.
In other words, someone like you write in many memos.
Oh, I should also mention to our new people like Emmy Nation and also Katharina Stark, if you didn't already know, if you're not familiar with the game series. If you haven't noticed, our protagonist for this chapter was our sidekick in the previous game. It's a girl named Susato Mikotoba, but she's pretending to be a guy because this is like in the past. It's all sexist. It's like girls can't be lawyers. So she's pretending to be Ryutaro Naruhodo. So that's why she looks the way that she does. Ah! Oh, we're probably gonna get to see his breakdown soon, huh? I didn't even think about that. I hope it is like involves him writing stuff and like pages flying everywhere.
It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day. And it was you who administered it to the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that was a terrible mistake.
Because the poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable.
As you listened in from the far side of the beach hut's thin walls, you learnt of these facts. But you'd already given the victim the poison at that point. It was too late. So you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involved stabbing the victim in the back through the reed screen.
Objection!
But what good could that possibly do?
I mean, I trick you into thinking that she died by stabbing, which clearly worked since that's what the autopsy report said and what you thought at the beginning of this trial. Ouchie.
Isn't it obvious, Counsel? The plan was to kill Miss Brett before the poison could take effect.
Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction. But he had hoped to precipitate the victim's death before that happened, hadn't he?
Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison use, no one would ever have suspected.
I mean, I know we've got the pen to prove my theory that I have that's where the poison was and how it got administered, but I feel like at this point we have proved her innocence. We established, and the judge agreed with us, that the poisoning had to have happened before she entered the hut. So, like, again, our job is done. This is extraordinary!
Yes, the effects of the poison meant it would be too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use. Which he attempted to do by plunging a knife into the middle of the victim's back.
Is he gonna do anything? He's been holding that awkward pose for a long time. Order! 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 The argument presented is sound. The court is satisfied that it warrants consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward?
There are a number of, yes, I counter completely.
Objection!
The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows that in much the same way as he nurtures the remnants of his top knot, he is clinging to lost hope.
Oh, ouch! Ah! No wonder the Ouchie family is gonna curse the Naruhodo name for many generations. Why we gotta be this way?
Lost hope!
Yeah, he's bald. Oh, it's gonna be Many Memo? Hey! Oh, we finally see him with the head completely off.
You pathetic, useless, fallen samurai! Fallen? Who are you calling fallen? My burgeoning growth. I didn't finish talking! I don't need a counter-argument!
What's he gonna do, like murder all of us?
Well, what are you talking about? It should be blatantly obvious! I stole the poison, you say? Gave it to the victim, you say? Stabbed her, you say? Lots of fine theories! But I don't need a counter-argument because you don't have an argument yourself! Where's your evidence? Yes, you make it all sound so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing.
Again, not my job. I prove my client's innocent, and then it's Ouchie's job in the next trial Whereas I base my news on facts. I'm gonna read some more comments in the chat. Let's see. Emmy Nation says, Je aussi parle un peu de français, mais c'est mal. For those who don't know, that means I also speak a little French, but it's bad. Quicket says, ooh, nice. I've always thought of Spanish and French being somewhat easy to get the vibe for. I can tell what words it's trying to do, so you might, I think you might do well. It's a little bit tricky with like French and English because I remember we had a unit on what they called faux amis, which means false friends, which is a type of word where it's spelled and sounds almost the same, but means something different. For example, one of them is sympathique, which looks like and sounds like the word sympathetic, but it means nice. Or what was another one? There was like formidable, which looks like and sounds like formidable, but it means crap, I don't remember what it means. It was either like terrible or terrific. It's one of those two. It's an adjective. It means something. I think it's I don't know. But actually terrible is pretty similar to formidable. It's a little bit different. But there are a bunch of words that are like that. They're like, they look like they would say one thing, but they aren't quite the same thing. Sure, it says 20-minute, really long. Well, it got a little bit sleepy. I almost caught up to chat. And so I decided to leave it long in case people stepped away. They could come back and see the prediction. Katrina says, we can practice together, Queen Katie and Emmy Nation on a heart. Oh, that's so sweet. I like seeing people make friends. And Emmy Nation says, yay. Katrina says, do you have Discord? And then Quigga says, Linktree, wait, I forgot the command. Oh, it's socials. But yeah, in fact, Katrina, you can feel free to join our Discord if you want. We have lots of great people in our community. It's a small community, so I guess not lots and lots, but like a high percentage of the number of people in our small community are really, really awesome people. So yeah, so come and check that out. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Shiro says, a blessing in disguise. You haven't seen my chaos side yet. In the Mario Maker community, I'm very infamous. My name strikes fear as people doing viewer level streams. That sounds fun. I long time ago, before we had a community, did a Mario Maker stream. It was fun. I enjoy Mario platforming. Shiro said just because the poison was administered before Ray entered doesn't actually clear her. Ouchie could make the argument Ray planted it ahead of time. But again, he as the prosecutor, if he presents that argument, has to provide evidence for it. And he doesn't have evidence for it. So it's like, yeah, our job is done. It's like he can say anyone did it beforehand. Anyone walked in, but he as the prosecutor must provide evidence. And Shiro says, dang, Ryutaro, savage. And the Derba says, it's guilty until other proven guilty. I know, it's so bad. It's so bad. And the Derba says, Spanish has a bunch of false friends, embarazada, meaning pregnant, not embarrassed. And then Shiro says, I want Mario Maker 3. I mean, I guess we could, if it had, I mean, you need to have stuff that Mario Maker 2 does, but hang on. Embarazada. Am I saying that right? Embarazada? Means pregnant? Well, okay then. Well, okie dokie artichoke. Let's get back into the game. Whereas I base my news on facts. Facts? But those are different than feelings. What do you mean? Explain yourself.
I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial. It's all here in my many memos. Every word, every slip of the tongue, all noted. That's what the Show You News is famous for. It's the power of the printed word.
But surely it'd be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
How's that then? Blown the story wide open? See, I write in many memo, a mere reporter for the Show You News, couldn't possibly have stolen that poison from the professor's laboratory.
Oh. I thought he was gonna stop snapping them suspenders.
But there can't be any question of it. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill. And if that's the case, as you've identified, the poison itself is the definitive evidence we need. Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here.
Okay, so again, all we gotta do is use the reagent in our court record, combine it with the pen in our court record to show that the pen, instead of holding ink, held the poison. And because he was the source of the pen, we got it, right?
What's your point, you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin? Oh, why am I so attracted to you? It's almost like you're a woman. Oh, your pheromones stink of femininity, but I'm still straight, so at least maybe I think I am. Maybe I'm very closeted gay. I'm discovering things about myself. My point is this. There is one way that you, Memo-san, could have stolen the poison that day. Ha!
Well, and we already also established that the way that particular model of fountain pen works is you just put the tip in and like sucks it up. And so yeah, if he got access to the poison, he just shoves the pen in and then he's got it right there, yeah? I have heard enough of verbal conjecture now, thank you. What the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that this witness stole the poison on the day in question? Let's save. Because I think it's the pen. But honestly, we got to combine the pen with the reagent. So hopefully the game will be nice and just let me say the pen. And then afterward, he'll say, oh, how the pen? And then we'll say the reagent, right? And then we'll see the poison, yeah? Present?
Take that!
The proof, Your Excellency.
Oh, we got it!
Is this fountain pen? Ah!
A fountain pen? How can that possibly be relevant?
These magical pens somehow seem to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. Magic. I don't understand how containing liquids work.
Oh, I guess, well, back then they probably would like dip in an inkwell or something like that, right? And write with a quill, perhaps. I'm still almost caught up on Twitch, but let me take a look over at YouTube. Let's see, Shiro says, lol, Dermo, my high school Spanish did that while in Spain, and she only realized that everyone laughed at her. Wait, that she got embarazada? Or that she got embarrassed? Because, like, those are two very different things. Or she used the word wrong. Dermo says, sorry, embarazo still sounds like embarrassed. Embarazo, well, it also sounds a little bit like embraced. And so it's like, I mean, I don't know if you guys know the birds and the bees, but when a man and a woman love each other very much, or just like each other and make bad choices, they do a very special embrace or embarazo. Derma says, Shiro, my mother did that when teaching English in Spain. Why are all your teachers and moms getting pregnant in Spain? And then Shiro says, she said pregnant. Okay, she said it. A likely story. Because like maybe that's just the beautiful story of how you were born by Spain or something like that.
I believe they arrived in our country for the first time some 15 years ago now.
By the weasel-haired calligraphy brush and nothing else. These newfangled pens are merely a fad. Oh yeah, I guess they didn't really have full-on quills, but they had like brushes and stuff. I think I've seen videos of people doing traditional Japanese calligraphy. Well, as a forward-thinking man of words, obviously, I love my fountain pen. Suck up a soup. Hang on, I need to figure out how to say that. Soupson. Soup. Okay, and I gotta, crap, it's the AI overview, but at least I'll have a translation it stole from somewhere. Let's see.
Soupçon.
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 Soupçon. Soupçon.
It's very French. We were just talking about French earlier. Soupçon. Soupçon. Wait, hang on. Where, I gotta click something. There we go, I actually clicked out of something there. So what were we saying? Suck up a soupçon of sumptuous ink, and one's work is awash with words in the blink of an eye.
Huh, that's right. Fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel, into which ink is sucked up through the nib of the pen in order to write with later. What does all this talking about sucking up and nibs and soupçons have? And just as it's possible to suck up ink into the reservoir,
Can we stop using, like, the word suck up? Can we just absorb or something like that?
into the reservoir.
Now we're being cocky.
It's also possible to inject it through the nib again, of course.
My word! And the word is soupçon. Can this really be?
Well, Memo-san. When you saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day, you used your fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal some of it, didn't you? By siphoning the poison up through the nib and into the pen's reservoir.
Okay, so I feel like all we gotta do now is just prove it by presenting the reagent, right? Does that mean I should ask Queen Katie, because Queen Katie's probably aware of this. Are we very close to the end of this case already? We do have to remember after we finish this case, before we move on to the next one, to change Susato's costume in the main menu to match all the homemade Iris outfits like everybody else has got.
By siphoning the poison up through the nib and into the pen's reservoir. Ah!
Hubba, when's his breakdown? I want to see him break down.
More absurdity. That never happened. That's all I've got. True, we've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent thefts like this from the laboratory. But would anyone have thought to look inside a fountain pen, of all places?
No. Wow, no, crap. A lot of people bring in and out fountain pens. In retrospect, a lot of our substances have been getting stolen. Well, I'm a little ashamed to say that for fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search would not have been conducted.
See, it's like I said before, it's not that he couldn't. He just doesn't want to be rude. Well, this is quite startling, I must say.
I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by Mini Memo-san. So the crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped?
Are you suggesting?
The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from her into her
Oh, that's more boring. Boo! I didn't want it to be just in her drink. I want to be like the on the tip of the tongue, say like, oh, can I get your autograph, Miss Bread? Oh, use this pen. What? Oh, it's not working. Oh, I've been poisoned. I feel like this is less whimsical. Boo. I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat, even though I'm still almost caught up on. Oh crap! I didn't mean to click that. Still almost caught up on Twitch, but first of all, what's out? She's saying
there could be any number of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down details of his conversation with the victim. And when shocked by one of her outrageous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand.
Okay, then prove it. Ouchie, you're the prosecution. Let's see. Queen Katie was saying I forgot the command, and here you go. And a hydrate command. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. I will do that right now. Thank you very much. We've been doing good on keeping me hydrated tonight, so I appreciate that. And somehow we're halfway through the stream. I don't know how that happened already. And a time stamp from Queen Katie, 1 hour, 22 minutes. Look, I am 5 minutes behind is all. And Shira said the wording sucks, doesn't it, Logan? We close, maybe. Well, it depends on how much time I waste. Again, we will need to prove it, and we'll just use the reagent. And then at some point, we'll also need to find out, like the details, any more details he has when he confesses after his breakdown, and we'll have some sort of denouement, and I assume we'll either need to have Susato deciding to go back to England, or we'll cut to the next case, and it's going to be in England, and us deciding to travel to Japan to get Susato. Oh, pin message from Queen Katie on Twitch saying, please pin if possible. You have literally one more thing to present, and then we're done. Well, we're done presenting, but you don't know how long this story is going to go. So, but the prediction is done, so I hope you all locked in your choices on how long you think it's going to take, because we have a little over a half hour before the 2 hour mark. Over on YouTube, Derma says, or cone meaning with, yo meaning yourself, or I'm not going to say that. That means a bad thing there. And Derma says, only realized I accidentally swore at my Spanish teacher shortly after when she started laughing. And then Vera says, objection, I disagree. Ouchie. And then Shira says, Logan, this is less whimsical. What a shame. You were so close, yet so far. I know, I felt so freaking good about that. I was thinking, man, when this turns out to be right, I'm gonna post such a TikTok about this, and people will be, wow, he's good at guessing. But once again, we will bury it, and TikTok will never know how bad I often am at guessing. So yeah. Never tell TikTok that I'm bad at guessing, please. I could not stand the shame of TikTok knowing.
Objection!
No, that can't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink? What? As you can see for yourself if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. Huh. What newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen? No, the pen was dropped after the poison that filled its reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass.
I'm still so disappointed. And if that's the case, then why did she pick up the pen? Did she know? Did she figure it out that it was emptied through there?
Hey!
Witness! What do you have to say in your defense?
So this is how your modern justice system works, is it? Discovering the real killer? How dare you! So what if the ink in my pen runs dry? Oh, that hit like square into one of my nips. So what if my pencil snaps?
Oh, he's Wolverine! And if you guys ever do that when you were like a kid, like put the pencils in between? You don't do it between the thumb, but then you pretend you're Wolverine.
I can always claw my way back into the game. I have plenty in reserve. I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is write articles. Holy crap!
Dude, you could have put someone's eye out! You jerk! I mean, I know you're a murderer, but that was really inconsiderate.
You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen? That's wild speculation, none more!
I'm guessing that was just because, like, they're in 3DS. We gotta have 3D stuff. I'm sure that looked cool on 3DS.
If you thought you could bring down a fine, upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again.
It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter.
As I see it, the situation is now very simple. It rests upon whether or not this witness did indeed steal the poison on the day in question. And therefore, it all depends on whether or not the defense can prove that he did with evidence. I know I'm beating this horse to death, but not my job. Not my job.
Ha! No such evidence could possibly exist!
Objection!
Many memos on. This is how our modern justice system works. What? In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Boy, I hope a bad guy never says that a lot in the future.
Should we headcanon that Clavier, that the Gavins are a descendant of Susato, and that just was passed down through them?
Something you would do well to remember. Because we are well past the point of speculation at this stage, I assure you.
Very well, then. I call upon the defense to present the aforementioned evidence. I'm going to say it's obviously going to be the reagent, right? But I'm saving just in case I'm dumb. Because I often have been dumb. I often am so dumb.
This is it, then. This will be the final piece in the puzzle. The final piece in the Vero. I miss Vero. The defense can prove by means of this item that it was the witness's pen that was used to steal the poison.
It's gonna be the reagent. Before I do that, let me take a look at some more in the chat. Because, yeah, I'm almost caught up, but I'm still a little bit behind. Let's see, Crystal says, it sucks the life out of Logan. Queen said, literally the final evidence. Wait, did he already present it? We're doing it now. We're at that point. And Shira says, a lot of games suck the life out of ya. And then Queen says, no. Okay. Let me take a look at the YouTube chat. Oh crap, I gotta scroll up a bit. Derma says, I'm with you, Logan. The licking the pen thing is much more interesting. I 100% thought Many Memos pencil licking was foreshadowing. That's what I thought too, because it was such a specific thing. And it'd be a great little detail, kind of like they did with the ink on his hand to foreshadow that's like, no, he's like a reporter, he's writing the stuff, or whatever, yeah. And then Shira says, that would have been interesting, but that's not a logic jump most people would make, in my opinion. Never heard that theory before. But maybe that's why it would be a good game, is because it required more logical leaping. Shira says, I can't tell TikTok. I don't have it. That's fine. I did post today. It's doing decently. I was hoping it would do better. One of, like, a TikTok from this game I was really looking forward to posting. I thought people would like. Some people kind of like it. But it's the Your Books riff that we did. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I like it a lot. Adura says, Shiro, nor is capes attaching to statues, but since when does that stop? Oh my gosh, there will never be anything lower than that. And then Shiro says, Brett knew the pen was his and figured out once she felt a pain in her back, it had to be him, so she grabbed it to identify Raiten. Let's not question how Raiten left it behind. And the Adura says, oh my gosh, he's transformed into Raiterine, capable of drafting 4 articles. Oh, Raiterine instead of Wolverine, capable of drafting 4 articles at a time. Yeah, he just like writes them down with them in his knuckles. But what's amazing is he gets the pencils to all move in like separate independent ways. It's really impressive. He is quite a talented fella. Just shouldn't have done murder. Okay, let's play some more. So we gotta present it. Final thing, present!
Take that!
And if this is the final thing, we'll see if we can get to the end of the case within 25 minutes, and we'll award prediction points accordingly. Council, what is that bottle?
This bottle contains the unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question.
Do you think, like, at the end of the trial, like right after the not guilty verdict, Susato's hat's gonna fall off and her hair is gonna go out, and then, like, the judge gonna be, you're a girl, I hereby exile you to Britain. Gavel slam.
Whoa!
Yes, that poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids developed by my colleagues and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other method.
Or, from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison.
Ha! Ha! Reagent! What?
Music cuts out. 1 drop of the contents of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen, Mini Memo-san, is all it will take to solve this case beyond any reasonable doubt, even though that is a concept that we never really acknowledge in this universe.
Okay, so are we gonna actually see it happen? Or is he just gonna realize that his goose is cooked and have a full-on breakdown now?
Ugh! Ha! Hung! No, you can't! I won't!
Okay, oh yeah, breakdown time?
I won't! Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat. Your Excellency! The defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once! Ha! Hang! Ha! Ha!
Oh, breakdown time!
This isn't my fault! The Empire drove me to this, trying to hold its head high as a civilized nation, but bowing its head every foreign nation. I took up arms and formed mighty pen, fought tirelessly the battle of justice in the name of justice, rights of this many memo was the many memo.
Oh my arm! Oh my arm! Oh! What? Susato takedown! Ah! And he's dead. He is dead. I mean, you saw it. He fell like on his head. He's like, his neck is snapped.
Did I do it right? That was a Susato takedown, wasn't it? Not quite. It was a Ryutaro takedown. The type of a takedown done by a boy and a girl with you, but I'm the boy. That was a Ryutaro takedown. Again, I'm a boy. Remember that I'm a boy. I'm a boy. Boy stuff.
The instant the first drop of the reagent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present.
Aw, he looks sad that he got caught for murder. When I saw it there in the lab, the poison. Okay, well, we'll get his confession in a second. The devil got a hold of me, and I decided to do it on a whim. I should make him sound more sad, but I gotta read some more in the chat. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat a bit there. Queen said no, okay. Shiro says no. Queen with the pin message earlier. Let's see, and then Miss Vero command says, as it happens, Vero was in the chatters list, but then vanished. That makes me so sad. Queen says they tried. Okay, well, Vero, if you're somehow watching, we appreciate you. And then Shiro with hydrate command. Thank you very much, Shiro. I will do that right now. And then Queen Kitty says breakdown incoming, and Shiro says breakdown time over on YouTube. Let's see. Shiro says there's only one officially confirmed ancestor/descendant relation. That's Ryunosuke and Phoenix. Anything else would be speculation. What about Ouchie and the Pain brothers? I mean, come on. Like, really, come on. They're obviously related to... Derma says, I still like my initial theory of her being stabbed with a fountain pen. They're definitely sharp enough. I mean, that is true. I guess there'd probably be like blood on the pen or something like that. I still, once again, like my theory as well, even though it was wrong. Even though I failed.
The devil got a hold of me and I decided to do it on a whim. I excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink in the bathroom, washing the reservoir out completely. And then you waited for an opportunity to suck up some more poison, didn't you? Into your fountain pen. Yes, that's right.
Answer me one thing, Memo-san. Why did you steal it? For what purpose?
To kill Jezeel Brett.
Isn't it obvious? To find out what it was made of and expose it in an article.
So he's okay. He also lacks journalistic ethics.
I mean, it was a secret project after all, too juicy for a journo like me to pass up. Then why did the English woman end up dead? Now, sometimes a man's just walking along the beach and sees a lady and he's just like, I just really want to kill her. Really just want to kill her. Oh, look, I got poison in my pocket. And that was for real. It wasn't just like, oh, you got poison in your pocket, or are you sad to see me? It's like, oh, it was poison in my pocket. I went into that hut intended to quiz her on a situation, that's all, as a reporter. A known killer, enjoying full freedom, evading justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it. And she just laughed in my face!
Oh, what's this? A Far Eastern caveman purporting to practice journalism? Really, you must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways, you ignorant plebeian.
I like that she has a little bit of an orange wedge on her sparkling water. Although that on the table nectar, that is not sparkling water. That is dark colored.
What did you call me?
This country, with its pretensions to a justice system, to free press, it's really very depressing. You see our superior ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them.
Wow, she was racist to her dying day.
Get out of here, you oaf! Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from.
Ah! That's when I remembered about the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at the time.
Mainly because I tried to write down her answer, and all I came was like, oh, it's poison squirting out. Sometimes a man just squirts poison. What a terrible tale. Not because you like terrible event, your storytelling is awful verbally. Stick to writing.
In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible, but I couldn't. I couldn't let her get away with what she'd done, when she clearly had no remorse at all. I suppose you want to execute me now. I guess you have to. It was my journo spirit getting all fired up. Was he trying to guilt us out of this?
No hubbubs.
I'd like to ask you something. Yes? You often talk about justice. But surely, as a journalist, you could have used other means to deliver the justice you sought.
I know, but they're not as fun as killing, Susato. Have you ever tried killing? There's a reason people do it. I mean, if killing wasn't fun, the first time someone killed somebody, it's like, oh man, that was awful. I hate that. I'm not going to do that anymore. But instead, people are like, oh, wow, that solved all my problems. And then they just keep doing it.
There's no justice in the press. Sorry. After the trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and digging to find out what had happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. Oh, that's right, because it was like a secret trial that we had, right?
It was a cover-up, that's what it was.
I mean, he's got a point.
A cover-up? What do you mean?
Susato, you were there. You know this. I need to read some more in the chat. I need to read some more. Let's see. Oh, I'm almost caught up. Yeah, Shears just says, got him, lol. And Quita says, wheezed. So since I'm still almost caught up there, let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Shiro says, this OST is great. It's called Can't Hate People Who Hate Crime, referencing his hatred of Brett and wanting her to see justice done. I mean, I guess it is nice that, like, he, I guess, had good intentions for, I mean, good-ish. He still did a murder. Chat, don't do murders. And Shiro says, yeah, he hadn't planned to use it to kill Brett. What if it's flavored sparkling water? It's like LaCroix. And Derma says, died as she lived. Smugly racist. And then Derma says, Susato, she a foreign diplomat. What in heaven's name could he have done? That's the thing, if she's got like diplomatic immunity, you can get away with anything with diplomatic immunity. That's why Joker became an ambassador to Iran, so that he could kill Jason Todd. And it worked. He did. He got away with it.
A cover-up? What do you mean?
I would remind you of your position, witness. Be careful what you say.
Oh, come on. Doesn't it strike you as strange? We're suddenly not allowed to convict a foreign national? Consular jurisdiction should never have come into it. And yet that puffed-up English woman was gonna sail away to the sunset a free woman. The only possible explanation is that behind the scenes, some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan. What sort of deal? I'd done my research, dug up all the dirt. It was all ready to be published. But you know what happened? The editor just tore up the article.
He came under pressure from the government, you mean?
If our government is gonna let criminals walk free, if they're gonna crush the free press, then what choice do I have but to see justice is done myself? Snicked! Wolverine claws. I'm scratching. I'm not doing like a Catboy thing. Although I sometimes do that on the weekend, but that's behind closed doors, none of your business. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Nya, nya. Ooh, ooh. Ha! Let's not forget, Mini Memo-san, that you committed murder yourself, and you tried to lay the blame at the defendants.
Okay, that's a good point. He's talking all high and mighty about righteousness and everything, and he tried to get an innocent 17-year-old girl convicted in his stead. I mean, even if you try to justify the murder as like, well, she's getting her just desserts, which, by the way, chat, is not a justification for murder. He was also trying to ruin the life of an innocent girl.
I'm sorry, but you're no better than Jezeel Brett. Wah!
I mean, he also isn't as hot as Jezeel Brett. And she had like a live swan on her head. Although I think the swan is also dead now. Maybe the swan's fine, but they're just burying her with the swan. It's like Egyptian pharaohs with cats, you know, that type of thing.
The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all. I suppose.
I suppose. All right, okay. Wee ba ba ba. Nora, raid with a party at 2. Oh, what was that? There was also a Sound Alert Tomcat. Oh, it's Atlantic doing that. Oh, it's Shadow. Why is the TTS not? Oh, there we go. I see the visual like alert for it.
Geez, look at that hairdo. Oh.
I think the guy's got a really great hairdo. Okay, so first of all, Nora, thank you for the raid. I don't know if Crystal might have stepped away from the chat for a second, so let me do a quick shout out for you, Nora. How was your stream tonight? What were you streaming tonight? It looks like you were playing some Hololive Dreams. I should have guessed you played with a kid. Hey, it's a Persona 5.
Maybe.
For real?
Maybe it's a booby trap.
Booby trap. Okay, that's actually a good joke. That's actually a really good joke, considering like where you're at.
Greatest joke you've ever made.
The best joke I came up with was that since there were also some butts, I made a joke about a flying buttress.
From a police department?
Manfred von Kammer. This is ugly looking face from the first game.
That's not what Phoenix sounds like.
Yo, Mr. Von Karma, this seems familiar to you.
You had Von Karma sounding like Harley Quinn?
This seems familiar to you because...
Wait, no, it's Phoenix that's saying that. Sorry, I thought it was Von Karma line. But welcome! How was your stream? And Shadow, thank you so much for the 45 bits! all the extra bits. That's like, that's 35 more cents than you needed to do. So thank you. Welcome, Nora. How was your stream? How is HoloLive Dreams? I should read a couple comments in the chat. I'm actually almost caught up, Nora. Let's see. Oh, and also we got like a little over 10 minutes until the 2-hour mark. I don't know who voted what on the prediction earlier, but I guess I can just take my time. I doubt anybody like voted that we would get done before the 2-hour mark because we're not there yet. We're not at the end of the chapter yet, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Queen says,
That was actually a Ryutaro takedown.
Magpie says, love that her name translated is basically Boyish McBoy's name. I like it. I think it's fun. It's whimsical. And there was the raid. Nora is saying Nora's raiding in. We hope her tears don't mess up your stream. See, Nora, I was like very close to catching up already. And Crystal did the shout out as well. Thank you, Crystal. I should not have doubted. I just suspected you might have been AFK since you were, you know, always working on stuff lately. Atlantic says, oh, nice. The shout out is shouting out. I know it was just last time it was broken. Wow.
Here's another 100 since yours appeared naturally.
Oh, YouTube appeared. Thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. It is so weird what like YouTube and TikTok like separately. I'll post the same stuff on there just like a week apart, and seeing what like does well on one will not do well on the other, and vice versa. And when things suddenly appear, so thank you. I'm glad that like I finally naturally showed up, that the algorithm deigned me worthy of time on your feed. So thank you, Shadow. And thank you again for the 100 bits. That is so nice of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And Atlantic, yeah, the shout out is fixed. It just fixed on its own. So I just figured last time it probably was down, like the server was probably down. Nora says, I love Halodori. Now, is that the one where they're all in swimsuits too? Because I think I saw that Gigi was doing a stream earlier where it's like HoloLive in swimsuits. And, you know, she was being a perv, like per usual. Crystal's laughing, and Nora says, no, I had Phoenix sounding like Harley Quinn. I'm so bad at this game. I'm not a rhythm game person. This is not a rhythm game. I assume then that HoloLive Dream is. I haven't played. I just know that the game is out there. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Oh, I'm still caught up over there, and I'm almost caught up still on Twitch, but not quite. But thank you for the raid, and thank you, Shadow, for the bits. Wow, we've done really well with bits. We had like 3 re-up subs. We had a hype train earlier. Everything is great. But I guess we should try and see what time we're gonna finish this case here. Let me have a sip of water. And we'll keep going. It would appear that we have reached a conclusion in this trial at last. Counsel for the defense, Ryutaro Naruhodo, who is obviously a boy.
Yes, ahem. Oh, sorry, Your Excellency. Just musing in a very manly way. I was thinking about, boobs. And the reasons why men love them, because they just like round things that are slightly asymmetrical.
Oh no, I hate round things that are asymmetrical. Made my wife get one reduced to look like the other. It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court. It was an excellent performance. In truth, it very much reminded me of your cousin's exploits.
Oh, Naruhodo's, Ryunosuke, you mean?
The way he handled the trial 9 months ago and the way you handled this one, both were good. You're so much manlier, though. It gives me hope that we are genuinely entering a new era of justice in this land. Does the judge know that Ryunosuke eventually became a lawyer for realsies? Because we weren't back then. Kazuma was the one the judge should have been impressed with.
That's very flattering, Your Excellency.
Hearing the defense you put forward today made me feel most keenly that the future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries.
Thank you.
So, Prosecutor Ouchie, do you have any final thoughts? You suck. I want to see you lose more hair. I want to see the little tuft on the front fall off. I want to see you waft in the wind as it drifts to the ground. Ah! Oh, crap. Is he going to cut it himself? Is he going to do the honorable thing? Because last time it was Kazuma who did it. Or is this... Is this Seppuku? Is he about to play Sudoku for us?
Prosecutor Ouchie!
I actually don't know what the setup for Seppuku looks like. Is that what that is? I assume that was just going to be cutting the hair, but he might be about to disembowel himself.
I, Taketsuchi of the Ouchi clan, have been bested by a callow youth not once now, but twice. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today. Yeah, he's gonna kill himself. Hope you guys are ready to watch Ouchie die, but it's okay. He knocked up his wife right before coming here, so like Winston Payne, Gaspin Payne, like the family line is still intact.
Oh, gosh, your journey to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it? I'm just totally nonplussed. Yeah, you're gonna die. I don't care.
Silence! Woo! Rather than living on in shame, I will end it all now with this blade. Slowly, though. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. For that is the true path of Ouchieism! Ouchie! Ouchie! Oh, ouchie! See, you get it. You get... Oh, I actually stabbed myself. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, I'm dying.
Ouchieism!
One hopes that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness.
He is just gonna cut his hair, though, right? Not gonna stab himself, right? I mean, nobody's rushing to stop him. Either they're all convinced he's only gonna cut his hair, or like just nobody here cares if he dies.
Sprig of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost forever. Taketsuchi. That was a haiku, in case you couldn't tell. Huh? Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. It cuts so easily. Yeah, I've been waiting for that. Oh, I know, Sanaga brought Mr. Turtle back up on the stand to pay his respects. Can we leave now? Do we have to? Oh, okay. Now, we done? We done? Okay. In regard to the defendant, Raymond Bami-san.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I have reached my final verdict. I hereby find you not guilty. Oh, Sakura blossoms. Oh, we don't even have a balcony. Where are they falling from? It's unnatural. Court is adjourned. Gavel slam. And we got like 2 minutes and 10 seconds to finish this denouement out here to see if we get here by the 2-hour mark for those who voted in the Twitch side of the chat's prediction. 13th August, 2:38 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Antechamber 3.
It's over. My heart is still pounding in my chest, though. It's all I can do just to stay standing.
No, okay, no. Ryutaro's not nearly cool enough to do this.
Lawyers have such great responsibility, such a great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruhodo-san?
You gonna turn around? Oh, is this Ray?
Susato!
Oh, she's tearing up. And we had happy music playing. I should read some more chat, but I'm gonna keep going and just see if we can actually. I'm gonna give my best effort to try and get to the end by the next minute and a half.
Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there. Ray and Father! Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you touch. I mean, oh no, I think I'm gonna cry. It wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end too. The only reason I'm still here is because of you. Ha. Oh no, I can't take all the credit. You helped me do a violence in there. It took courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Ray. So I would have to say that the congratulations belongs to you. Oh? Susato, don't be so standoffish. I've called you dashing so many times and you haven't started Yuri smooching me. Come on, Yuri, smooch me. This series has so much yaoi. We need some girl love. Oh, sorry? We're friends, equals, and the trial's over, so no more of this formal super humility nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger. Throw caution to the wind. Come on, let's do things we'll regret. Caution to the what? What's the wind? I'm the great defense lawyer, Ryotaro Naruhodo, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. Ah! You know what? If you want to get a date, just pretend to be the other person asking you out. Problem is, if I did that, I'd be like, hi, I'm the girl. Logan, you want to go out on a date? I'd be like, oh, sure. No, I'm joking. Change my mind. You suck. And then I'd get rejected somehow.
Oh, crap, we're past the 2-hour mark. We have passed the 2-hour mark. Anyone who voted we get through this case before the 2-hour mark, we have sadly failed.
Or something.
I'm going to read some more in the chat now, because now I can. Let's see. Let's see. Shadow says, suggest to poll the topic, should Logan follow the wires of the case? That's something like nobody understands. Shadow, are you still here? Can you pick something that's like related to what's going on? It's like an inside joke that nobody except for those who are here for Cyberpunk 2077 would get. Shira says, algorithm hates me sometimes. Nora says, yes, Gigi loves her friends in swimsuits, and that's Holodori. And yes, it's a rhythm game. Shadow said, wait, I ain't able to make polls? Well, it's just a request thing. It doesn't actually make them. It has to go through the proper channels. Queen says, meanwhile, whoever chose the after 2 hours before 3 hour mark is gonna be so rich. What do you mean only 60 bits were better there? Or points, not bits. We're not that rich to bet on bits. I don't think you can do predictions on bits because that would probably qualify as actually gambling. And I don't think that Twitch is allowed to do that legally. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Shiro says, the fact this is so dramatic and everyone is so chill about it is hilarious. They just accept it. Yeah, the little kind of bowing and everything. Derma says, dang, I get he's a jerk, but nobody's even slightly concerned about him putting the knife at himself. And Shiro says, Hosanaga, I'm still here, by the way. Shiro says, there's trapdoors in the ceiling the petals fall from. Oh, maybe. No! Said, hi, I'm passing by. And why does she sound like Ralsei? Well, because she has the same voice as Ralsei. I think the first character I ever used that voice for was Chiaki in Danganronpa 2, but we sometimes just give it to adorable little characters. And I wanted to give her the Maya voice, but Chad overruled me. But in this case, she was pretending to be a boy. And Dura says, no, because Logan has like 5 voices. Okay, I have like 12.5 voices, but only like 3 girl voices. That's the problem. Let's see. Shira says, safety betting. And Kuya says, Logan, how seppuku is actually like, is what you know who did in Danganronpa 2. That is very elaborate and requires a lot of planning. Nora says, ooh, ouchieism. Imagine he low-key just ended all right there. Then Yuri! Good luck, women love women, Yuri, lesbians. What it is that in this game, Nora, we, as Susato, dressed up like a boy, and then for Rei over here, our best friend, it awakens summon her, and she's like, oh, you're so dashing, I want you now. And so it's Yuri, but it's like confused Yuri. Astrodude said, Ouchie's poem was 1 syllable too long for genuine haiku? It was 576, not 575. Oh my gosh! Wait, we probably are way too far past. Let me see if I can go in the history to scroll back up to the where is it? There it is. Sprig of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost forever. Oh crap! You're right. I wonder if that was like intentional. I wonder if the devs like tried and they just let it slip by, or if they're just like, no, he even sucks at haiku. Astro dude, way to catch that! But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Or not 10 bits. You didn't give 10 bits. I read that. That wasn't TTS. Thank you for being here, Astro dude. You don't have to give me 10 bits. I don't know. I was thanking you for that. My wires got crossed in my brain. But again, thank you for bringing it up. That's neat. Okay, let's play some more. We got to get to the end, unless we really want to stretch this out another 57 minutes and like mess up whoever voted that we would finish this case between 2 to 3 hours.
Or something. Right, I see. I'll, think about it, Ray. Oh, crap. I am straight and my friend is gay and wants me. What am I supposed to do? At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man and it felt so good. Why do you keep talking about wind and feeling good? Yes, it was satisfying. I hoped he was gonna die.
It really was.
Oh, it really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together? My Susato's dad?
Are we gonna murder my dad? He just recovered from a really serious illness.
I hope you're not looking at me, Ray. I won't hold back even though you're my daughter. Clack, 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 clack.
Oh my goodness, no, of course not, of course not! There it is at last. Ray's lovely smile.
You fought for your friend to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense attorney Ryutaro Naruhodo. We committed fraud today.
Thank you.
But I couldn't have done it without your help, like for reals. He did most of the heavy lifting in there.
Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Ryutaro, I think. I'm gonna fake his death. I'm gonna steal a carriage and drive it into a lake and say, whoop, he drowned. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotoba now.
Oh, and your caption even changed to Susato again. Does that mean that she changed clothes right in the antechamber? Just like...
See? Boo! Boobs!
So I'll never see him again then? What a terrible shame. I loved him so much. Oh, it's probably Natsume. What? Oh, they're both seeing us. What is happening? Hi, guys. Surprise, I got boobs. I'm going to read some more in the chat. No, I should wait till there's some music. Then I'll read some more in the chat. What is happening?
Soseki-san and Inspector Hosanaga. I do hope you've been keeping well. Is that really you? Yes, I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope. But it's me! Susato Mikotoba!
I don't know what to believe anymore. Who else do I know is hiding hidden boobs? He's gonna throw.
Oh, so dashing.
Oh, so dashing. So yeah, okay. Hosanaga didn't say anything. I think that is a bad sign though. If like a girl is disguised as a guy and goes, "I'm really a girl," and the guy immediately starts retching, is like, so dashing, so divine. No. Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you. I had no idea, Miss Susato-san, Esquires. I'm gonna snap my neck. I'm gonna kill myself right now. That you were locum student Naruhodo-san, Esquire's cousin. Oh, he thinks that we are a boy, and now we're pretending to be a girl. Snap. Astonishingly astounding Ace Attorney Chronicles Resolved Part 2 in the collection. Credits. Oh wait, why are we getting this dramatic look at him?
Poor Soseki-san. So confused.
Now, I'm gonna read some chat. I'm gonna read some more. Sorry, I had to really badly clear my throat there. Queen says, salute my points. Magpie says, did Logan know that something that can happen in Tomodachi life, getting rejected in Ami's own roleplay of asking someone out? That has happened. It happened in with one of my. It was with Penny Nichols actually. I created Penny Nichols for my island. She got a crush on someone, and did a role play of asking out and got rejected. See, what I was thinking, I remember I saw this video. I think it was a TikTok video a while ago. This guy was showing him like picking up on girls, and one of the things he did, and the girls laughed, and they actually seemed to like it, mainly because he was like charming and handsome and crap like that. But he was walking up to them, and he'd go like, hey girl, how's it going? And then he would start answering for them. It's like, oh, it's going pretty good. How are you? Oh yeah, I'm doing great too. Like before they could say anything, and they're like giggling. And he's like, hey, how about take it for dinner? It's like, no, I'm not really interested. Oh, you sure? I mean, it's just dinner. No, please go away. I really don't like. Oh, okay, well, I'll take off that. Okay, yeah, please do. Okay, bye. And they were like laughing and giggling at it. And so maybe it would work. I don't know. Shiro says, me and Emmy Nation rolling in our points again. Once we get to the official like chapter select screen, I will award the points. Nora says, it's so funny, bro. Queen says, or worse, friend zoning yourself during the role play. I need to check that. I have not been playing Tomodachi Life. I think I only got like 17 or 18 Islanders. I need to make some more, but I just never have time. Anora says, it's okay. She just likes masked lesbians. Yuri is Yuri. Over on YouTube chat, Shira says, I have several probably supposed to be male voices and like 3 female voices. Dermot says, Yuri, but the badge stays on. Shira says, Susato just took off the uniform. Her normal outfit was underneath. Oh, probably. Maybe she's a nudist, an exhibitionist. She's gonna get thrown into jail for this now. Dermot says, what are you talking about? All my dates spontaneously double over coughing when I take off my jacket. Yes, that's totally not a bad sign, /J. I'm kidding, of course. I'd have to get a date first. Ah, I see what you did there. Okay, let's play some more.
Poor Soseki-san, so confused. I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London. That had nothing to do with poison, even though we was talking about that earlier. What an extraordinary conundrum it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. But after Naruhodo-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Soseki-san was free to return to Japan.
If we do see a flashback with his whole poison thing, his poison thing, unless he was just talking about the article, I don't think so, because that was his reason for bringing it up in the article, right? Because he left right after we did that other case before, so we couldn't have a case in Japan, and this is Susato's first time seeing him since then, so we can't have another case here.
And now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author. I'm stunned. That's truly impressive disguise.
I hate this. His voice is too similar to Susato's.
Even I had no idea, and I'm a chief inspector at the police bureau. Who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less?
Mr. Turtle is great, though.
I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector.
Amazing. You're a woman of many faces, I see. Just two, really. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime event. I hope maybe it's something I'm into. Oh, I'm not a patch on you.
A pat? I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector. What does that mean? Is this fancy British slang?
I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector. Well, I'm a professional, of course. I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes. I really do.
Oh, so we gotta explain for people who haven't played the first game or maybe hadn't played it in a while.
9 months ago, when he appeared here in the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover disguised as the head waiter of a restaurant. And then on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey.
Hello, Kazuma!
Though, that didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama?
That was mean to the game.
From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now that the truth has been lost forever.
Oh, about like Jezebel Brett's motive?
What do you mean? I'm talking about the murder that the English woman committed at the end of last year.
Ah, yes, it was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it.
Dr. John H. Wilson, yes. The man I invited to Japan personally.
The mystery is, why did she kill him?
I hope that, like, Susato's dad didn't hire her to kill him. He has a connection with him. That'd be sad. Eugene seems like a nice guy. I'm gonna be very sad if he's a not a direct murderer, but a hirer of murderers.
And now that the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know the answer. Oh. On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter. With Mr. Herlock Sholmes, the great detective, I mean. Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course.
Is again filling in the player, I guess. Ah, my arch nemesis. How lightly you utter his name.
Well, according to the stories published about him in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes.
Oh, are we gonna like finally start telling people this?
A best friend. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson.
What? Dr. Wilson!
I just can't believe that it's a coincidence.
'Cause it's not! And it's easily verifiable, too.
I think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes. And if that's really true... I hope my dad is okay! Then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again. Wait, what? What, this is not a flashback! I just entered the room behind you! It says black behind us as a what? What? I won't ever see my dad!
Susato, you should turn around. Oh. As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born.
Yes, grandmother told me about it.
Oh, or maybe we'll see a flashback before we met Soseki, and it's gonna be like, oh, we still need to find out why, like, Kazuma had unfinished business. Ah, that's what's gonna happen. We're probably gonna have a flashback case with Kazuma in England, and it's gonna show whatever history he had with Van Zieks, because I assume they have a connection. He has a connection with either Van Zieks or Strongheart, probably Van Zieks, and probably how Van Zieks got his scar in his face. And then it'll also involve Soseki again, and it'll show the poison stuff. Hey, I'm calling. Also, I'm curious if this chapter is going to have like a cliffhanger. Like we're going to turn around, and there's going to be Ryunosuke like bursting in the door. It's like, Susato, I came all the way to Japan to retrieve you.
Yes, grandmother told me about it.
On returning to Japan, I took up my professorship at the Imperial Yumei University, but I also serve another role as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs.
Yes, I was aware of that as well.
In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you.
You can't even tell me if it's the same John H. Wilson? That's bullcrap. Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan?
Oh, was he not sick after all?
It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day.
What? Oh, what's going on? Gallop! Raid with a party one! Welcome, Gallop. I didn't see what Ray said, so I gotta hit history here. Gallop, how was your stream? Do we still have someone here to do a shout out for Gallop? Oh, looks like Crystal's got it. You're playing some Zenless Zone Zero. And I'll read some more chat in just a second here. But welcome, Gallop. How's your stream?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in.
Why have you not eaten your emergency food yet?
The water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I...
They believe it to work?
What is it?
I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you.
Oh, and there's our first
only for a
F-bomb of this Ace
moment.
Attorney stream.
A second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you.
Angle of this.
Thank you very much for the raid, Gallop. How was your stream? And I will read some more in the chat. Let's see. Queen says, you know what? Let me see what Ouchie did in the Japanese version. We'll report back to you, Astro Dude. Do you think he actually did seppuku in the Japanese version? Share with an emote. Kathelli! Said Mikotoba, it's not my fault I found 2 gay pairs, Ray. How are you doing, Kathelli? Queen says, quote, oh, this is going to be the haiku in Japan. A slice it shall be. I'll do it as Ouchie. A slice it shall be. Into the wind it scatters, carrying my hopes endless, for one cannot count farewell it possess. That's a lot more syllables. I'm guessing because it doesn't translate directly. A slice it shall be. Into the wind it scatters, carrying my hopes endless, for one cannot count farewell it presents. Yeah, that's a few too many. Takatsuchi, I don't know how accurate the subs are for the Japanese version, but there you go. Yeah, it would be a different number of syllables, I think, in Japanese versus English. But thank you, Queen Katie. Nora says, Ace Attorney! Queen says, forgot to share this fun fact, by the way. Considering the storyline of this case, Write-In Many Memo, a.k.a. Heita Mami Momi, had to share the same initials with Rei Membami, a.k.a. Haori Marso. Oh, we talked about that last time, yeah. So it was HR in the Japanese version, yeah? So Shutakumi prepared the name Mame Momi, full of ma-gyu? Oh, Mami Mume Mo for him. So in the original Japanese version, it'd be HM instead. So Mami Mo, oh, that's his name is Mami Momi. Mame Momi, Mame Momi, so Mami Mume Mo. Oh, neat. Neat. No, I said, Logan, what do you want me to, who do you want me to make for you to date in Toma Life? Gallic, a Penny Nichols, or a Transformer? Well, on my Tomodachi Life Island, the me of me is currently married to Gallica, and they had a baby together, so I would say Gallica. But Penny Nichols did for a time have a crush on my me, but then stopped as soon as I got married to Gallica in it. But I'm in a Transformer, I guess it'd be cool too, but I guess if I had preference, it would be Gallica. My heart belongs to Gallica. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Durma says, I've never heard a patch on you ever. Okay, so I gotta look this up then. Here, let's see. A patch on you, meaning a patch on you. Okay, so there is a phrase to not a patch on, to not be a patch on or something like that, is to be less than someone else, to be inferior in some way, either less good, less attractive, less skillful than someone or something else. That still makes no sense for how Susato used it. Okay, I don't like that at all. And then Shiro says, Kazuma, no! It was the way they flashed. I mean, it was very effective. It was just enough for you to go, oh, so sad. Hang on, I gotta have a sip of water. By the way, we're getting close-ish to the 2.5 hour mark. So now's a good time on Twitch to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions in a little bit. I'm starting to wonder if we're gonna even reach the end of this case by the 3 hour mark. Let's see, Queen Eddie with a smile. And Lord Shiro, even on Twitch, says Kazuma. Then Quick Eddie says, Kazuma! Okay, let's play a little bit more here. So what was Susato saying?
Oh yeah, it said you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day. What? Where did that news come from?
So, were we actually sent fake news? Or did Strongheart lie to just get rid of us like I was kind of suspecting?
Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way? Or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of.
I just love lying. Dear me, do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato? I'm sorry, my dear, I simply can't. Let me go.
Oh, crap, he's gonna murder us! He's gonna murder us! He's broken free! He's gonna murder!
Oh, crap. This is not good, chat.
Mini Memo-san! Oh, Ryutaro Naruhodo just left. Just what I am a girl, not a boy. So one throw wasn't enough for you.
I got one last thing to say before they take me away. Professor!
Me?
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. That visiting student, so visiting here. It wouldn't be Kazuma, because Kazuma was native here. I know who it is. It's gonna be Van Zeeks. The Van Zeeks did a study tour in Japan and met Kazuma. Probably got the scar on his face, and whatever the flashback case is, that'll involve Soseki and the poison and everything. Huh? Eh? Yeah? Am I right? Are you guys gonna whisper about that in your spoiler chat?
Visiting student? Jazel Brett, you mean?
No, not her! The student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago! Huh? Oh, never mind. I was completely wrong. Well, darn it. Wait, 8 months ago? Was it a full month after the first case before we left? So it is. So, he thinks that Eugene Mikotoba had something to do with Kazuma getting murdered by a random Russian ballerina?
What? Student of law? He must mean I want to do another flash in my head of his dead body with the Russian word garderobe written on the ground. Kazuma-sama! Oh no, okay, apparently I can only flash to that once. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama? And nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship.
Oh, so he's doing a cover-up. I mean, I guess that's fine. It's not too bad. Like, why should anybody know what happened there? And that he'll never... Well, I didn't expect to find him in here. That was a judge takedown! Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I got my own sprite here. I can do violence. Yeah! I didn't expect to find him in here. What were you officers playing at?
Terribly sorry, Your Excellency!
That's it. He didn't even have an animation. Oh, here we go. Now he's here. All right. Wow, this is not what I expect. Oh, there's a pin message. Written by Queen Katie, pinned by Chris, says in all caps, the judge can do violence? I am as surprised as you are by this. This is a revelation to me. Let's see, I gotta read some more in the chat. Shira says in parentheses, I'm still mad at the game for that. Nora with a clip. Okay, for anyone who's lurking or is new or who does not know the deal, if you post a clip in the chat, we watch the clip. Unfortunately, I don't know how to have us be able to post clips over on YouTube, so it's just a Twitch thing. So see, this is a clip from only 9 minutes ago, titled, chat, that was not a flashback, ... So there might be more from the thumbnail, but let's see what this is. I think I know what it is, yeah.
I hope my dad is okay. Then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again.
Wait, what? What? This is not a flashback. I just entered the room behind you. It says black behind us. It's a what? What? I won't ever see my dad. I don't know why I think small children's sadness is funny, but I do.
Susato, you should turn around.
Thank you very much, Nora. I appreciate the clip. Thank you. Chris says, Queen Katie, I think you lost the prediction already. No. There's a Gallop raid. Thank you again for the raid, Gallop. Queen says, yes, sadly, someone will be rich. Shira says, rich, in quotes. Krista says, laughing rip. Queen says, look, it was either my 1,000 points or if this happened months ago, 20,000. Crystal says, don't worry, emergency food is about to be eaten soon, /J. You gonna eat your pie, Mon? Gallop with the hydrate command. Thank you very much. I'll do that right now. Almost done with this one. And then Gallop says, need to sleep. Lurk, thank you for the lurk, Gallop. Thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it. Over on YouTube, Derma says, wait, imagine if it was Many Memo who wrote the fake news about her father. That would be sick. Shira said, Wilson died 9 months ago. Cosmo left 8 months ago. Well, that's the thing. Before they said 8 months, I thought maybe this would be like an older thing. Because visiting student, I thought maybe someone from England coming here. We've got to find out at some point how Van Zeek's got his scars. Derma says, oh my gosh, the judge got moves. And Shira says, what is stopping clips from being posted here? The bot or YouTube itself? I believe it's YouTube itself. That if you try and post like a link in the chat, it just like blocks it. I think. Except I believe mods can. So Dermo can, but also YouTube removed clipping. And I don't know if they brought it back yet. You used to be able to like clip on YouTube, so I don't think you can anymore. That's why Queen Katie, when she does YouTube clips, has to use like a third-party site or app or something like that. But let's play a little bit more, shall we? I was coming to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Eugene. That's right. We're on a first-name basis. And we smooch. And it's a good job I came by.
Yes, thank you for dealing with him, and I'll be there shortly.
It feels like Eugene is in on a conspiracy or something.
Oh, Your Excellency. I'm a girl now.
You're a girl now. The trial's over. I'm not Your Excellency anymore. Merely your father's friend. Oh, and I have a name. Seishiro Jigoku! I was hoping it would be Judge Uji Senior. Seishiro Jigoku! Now we wait to see if Queen Katie has an interesting name fact about me! Or if we have to wait, because later I'll turn out to be a murderer, or an accomplice, or conspirator. Something bad. Oh, it still says Judge. And may I say that since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance. You have boobs now. Susato. Oh, did he know it was us in there? Was he just pretending? Susato.
Did you know all along? From the start of the trial?
I have no ethics. I'm not as sexist as you thought. Or am I? Slap on the bottom. Oh, wait, what? Why are you handcuffing me? Oh, she's 17. Oh, wait, is that still wrong even back in nowadays? A judge sees everything, Susato.
I couldn't let you take the risk. If Seishiro here hadn't known and that he'd recognized you.
So they plotted that. Okay. They're good buddies.
So I had a word in his ear beforehand, as an old friend. So, Seishiro, shall we? Yes, having ruled on that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address.
Before you go, Father!
Sorry, my dear. I stopped being your father as soon as work begins. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later date. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably.
Oh, thank you very much. What did you think of my Seishiro sling, eh? It's alliterative. It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that. He laughs a lot when he's not behind the bench.
Whatever could Father be hiding from me? Why doesn't he tell me secrets? I hope it's not the same reason why I just don't tell Iris about the Hound of the Baskervilles or about her dad for like no reason. Wow, come to think of it, this runs in the family. About Jezeel Brett, about Dr. Wilson. And now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma-sama. I'm going to have to bring this up with Father sometime. I don't know, when nobody else is around.
Ah! Jump scare Soseki. Judicial Assistant Mikotoba-san Esquires. Could I have a word?
Oh, yes, of course, Soseki-san. What is it?
I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. Would you like to hear about the flashback case? I have one. I can share it to you. I can be the protagonist. You see, there's something I need to tell you.
Oh?
I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England.
This I have to hear. Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once. But first, a word from our chatters.
Let's read some chat. Let's see. Nora says, "Okay, I will make Gallica in Toma Life. Yay! Queen with a smile. And thank you, Nora." Shira says, "Mikotoba. Judge slam!" Nora said, "Let's go!" Queen says, "Judge can do violence." Chris said, "The judge is outside." It's like the time when we were playing investigations and we encountered the judge like during an investigation and could like talk to him with a 3/4 angle sprite. Nora says, "Judge locked in." Oh, and another clip. We'll check that out in a second. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat first. Make sure that I'm caught up over there. Derma says, also, you can no longer clip on YouTube, which sucks. YouTube, I think, claimed they're going to bring it back eventually, but they still haven't. Crystal is now on YouTube saying, "Boo, YouTube, bring back clipping, boo." Oh, wait, this is my alt account. BRB. Derma says, isn't Japan infamous for being commonplace? Wait, isn't Japan infamous for that being commonplace today, let alone back then? Well, it is, and that's like kind of part of the reason why they have like separate train cars for women and things like that. It's basically no groping cars. But I think it's still like illegal for them to do it now. People just like brazenly do it and try to get away with it. I just don't know if it was like illegal back then, is what I'm saying. I have no idea. I feel like there's a lot of things that are illegal now that back in the old days you could just do. Shira says, just did some looking after stream. Check your YouTube community moderation settings for the link stuff. Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that. I am going to make a note of that because I had looked for that before, but was unsuccessful in figuring that out. Now here, I wonder if it's gonna be a thing where it'll like, you have to like accept all links. They ought to be able to, YouTube ought to accept its own links, you know? Dura says, "Hi, Crystal Smooch, Crystal Smooch." Y'all are sweet. Okay, Queen, Nora had posted a clip over in the Twitch chat, and like I said before, if you post a clip, we watch a clip. So let's see what this clip is. This clip is from 8 minutes ago, again, and is titled, "Judge Takedown." Okay, so let's check this out.
And that he'll never...
Well, I didn't expect to find him in here. That was a judge takedown. Whoa! Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I got my own sprite here. I can do violence. Yeah! It cuts out there. I was delighted by that whole thing, in case you couldn't tell. I found it very whimsical. Crystal says, "Vero, we miss you." I know, apparently Vero was like lurking at one point, but we miss Vero. And then Nora with the miss command. Okay, let's keep going here. I mean, I could like take another half hour, and maybe we won't even make it to the end by the 3-hour mark.
Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once!
I will! And then I pause. As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness locum student Naruhodo-san Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on his ship back here to my homeland. Oh, maybe it won't be like back in Cosmo's days. Maybe he's going to say that between then, like the end of the last game and this game, he went back briefly and had another problem, and Ryunosuke defended him, and then he came back. I don't know. I should just play and find out rather than guessing. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report.
My father?
He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to you asking you to return to Japan. Okay, so it's something that he said caused it?
What was it then? The particular part my father was interested in?
He wanted to know, did Kazuma die? I don't really know exactly. I was not paying attention. But you do remember them. Those 2 terrible cases. Are we seriously gonna retcon this to say that there was a second case before he left? Because when we finished that case, it was like right away, it's like, well, I guess he's leaving. Those 2 terrible cases I was caught up in? No, I hate it when they do this.
Of course, I could never forget that there were 2 of them. 2 of them.
Your father seemed to concern himself mainly with the second case. The second one, which we all remember.
The second one? You mean ... The one Mr. Sholmes forbade any of us to talk about in public?
What? What? Is that the explanation for why that we also as the player don't know about it? Although, maybe at some point during the course of this case, we're going to find out how and why Susato knew about the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of, including a player character, is the first. And we're all forbidden from referring to Seymour Skinner as Principal Tanzarian on threat of torture.
I don't care! I don't have to listen to what that dastardly detective says! Anyway, the point is, it seems that case somehow holds the key to all these curious unanswered questions! That horrific, hideous, heinous case! The case of the haunted lodgings. Okay, so it's gonna have to do with his apartment, okay. Crap, does that mean we're gonna see the Gyarados again? Oh, are we done? Nope, still not done.
The case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan? I thought that whole business was over, but it seems I was wrong. Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told.
And it's gonna be... Oh! Oh, I thought we didn't get any animated... Oh, it's just gonna be panned down and see the... Oh.
The mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san.
But this is Kazuma's grave, not your grave.
I'm writing to you today because of another matter.
Oh.
I met Soseki-san and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery. My notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again.
Aw.
Yours, Susato.
Aw. Still a bit weird that she's like writing it while looking at the grave of Cosmo, but okay. So does that mean we finally reached the end? And 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 30 seconds into stream. Achievement unlocked, Susato's success for completion of episode 1 of The Great Ace Attorney 2 resolved. Save my poggers! Yes, save my poggers! Save my poggers! Save my poggers! Oh, save my poggers! Oh, save my poggers! The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. Okay, because the first was like The Adventures of the Clouded Kokoro. So, The Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney and The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. But before we go into this, even though Susato is probably... Wait, no, because it's a flashback. Susato will be in this. We got to do some, even though it's a flashback. I got to return to the title screen. This is important. Press any key. We got to go into special contents. We need to enter into Taylor. Wait, why are they all turned off? They were on. I had Ryunosuke and Herlock on. Did the game automatically turn them off because we're going into a flashback case? On. It was weird that the game turned them off. Why did the game do that? Or maybe all, or had I turned all of them off, not just Susato's? Maybe that was what happened. I don't know. I can't remember things. But let's go ahead and we're going to load up in a second. But before we do, let me read some more in the chat. We obviously won't get to go very far into this case tonight, but we should at least be in 20 minutes. We ought to be able to see like the opening cutscene, see some characters, how we doing. So it's going to be a flashback case still in Britain before Susato left and all of that nonsense. But let's see. Crystal was saying, Vero, we miss you. And Kuya says, yep. When it comes to clipping via YouTube VODs, I used a third-party extension that trims it and actually ends the clip without playing further. Oh, I didn't mean to scroll there. There we go. And then Shira says, judge name. And Kuya says, fun fact, Logan, Jigoku has been mentioned before. Wasn't that one of the names on the thing at the very end on the pier with Susato? What were those names on though? Oh no, that's what the Morse code message was, right? The Morse code message was those names? So Jigoku was one of those. Oh crap, well, I don't know if it was the first. I need to go back and rewatch that VOD. Then, hey, Shira said this is the second time we get a judge name. When was the first? Because, I mean, I don't know if Judge Uji is like Judge Uji's official name or just what Gant was calling him as a nickname. I'd prefer to headcanon it as his actual name. Nora said, Judge Uji, senior. Kuya says, I do have a name fact for this judge. It's not spoilers, but I want to note how he's been mentioned before in the first game. At that, look, Logan, sometime later in game 1, there were some implications that some stuff happened besides the first case with Natsume. Quote, yeah, a lot of things happened with him. Poor guy. I assumed it was just the stuff we saw. Kuya said, that kind of subtle thing. Shira says, Seishiro is comprised of the kanji for government and samurai, most likely referencing his professions under the Japanese government. Jigoku is his Japanese surname, using kanji's mercy and prison, perhaps alluding to his profession as a judge. Let me take a look at the YouTube chat. Shira says, Crystal says, but live chat moderation has a none/not holding any messages. Hi, Shiro. Derma says, Logan, do you not remember case 4.5 in game 1? No, I don't. I don't remember case 4.5. It was my favorite. Also, Gavel was a judge. And, oh, that's right. And we know her to Judge Gavel. I forgot that she was a judge. Well, I mean, technically, Eustace Winter's dad, crap, why am I spacing his first name? I mean, I think he was a prosecutor originally, but he was like on that panel of, I guess, judges, right? So I think he was technically a judge as well. Maybe, kinda, sorta. All right, you guys ready to see the opening of the Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro? So yeah, we have time to do a little bit of this. Let's load and watch this. And we'll probably get to see Herlock again. So this will be delightful. All right, let's go. Starting. Play. Achievement unlock Bespoke Tailor for playing the game in all available outfits. Yay! We unlocked 2 achievements today. Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro.
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night. One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road.
The same freaking road?
As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved.
Oh, is that Soseki?
No sooner had my friend saved that Eastern Exchange student from his harrowing plight.
Okay, so this Briar Road, we're talking about the old case.
In the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight, did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day. Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas. Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene, it only proved to be the
it's the town crier guy!
The rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
We met him and then the guy with the big Popeye chin in one of the previous cases, and then they did nothing, like in the previous game, and then they did nothing with either of them. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer just starting out my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. And my best friend died, but I met Herlock Sholmes. Oh wow, look at the kind of 3D effect of things kind of moving. It's like, what do you call it, parallax? Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. I like how they're doing this 3D, because they are just like flat images, but they made it look very, like, deep, depthy. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale, a tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland! Hey! Okay, so we're not in the flashback yet. Rumbly in my tumbly. No Susato to make me breakfast. Oh, what a delicious smell wafting up the stairs. It must be nearly time for breakfast. I better go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. And we'll finally get to see some costumes here. Although if he's at home, you guys are going to miss out on handsome Herlock without his coat. Hope you guys are going to be okay with that. 30th August, 7:28 a.m., Sholmes' suite. Aruno, good! I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready! Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious as usual. Before we eat, though, I've got some news. I had a surprise. Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. Look, you can see up into my armpits. Double armpit. This could be just the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation-repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Morning to you too, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes. I see. Chat, what do we do? Chat, what do we do? Oh, crap. Oh, I lost my chance. Lost my chance. This close. The truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. Oh, and I see we got a pin message of somebody doing the daddy command. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have this very morning met with a surprise. Okay, I gotta read some chat. I gotta see what you guys think of these costumes here. Oh, first of all, Crystal has some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. I will copy these over into my text file for a bit later because we are, oh crap, we're like 12 minutes away from the 3-hour mark is all. We're getting kind of close, so thank you very much, Crystal. I am copying these over now as we speak. Hang on, I made a mistake there, and there we go. Crystal says, typo in the last one? Okay, so I gotta edit the last one, apparently. Hang on. There we go. So I'll copy this properly untypoified. So thank you very much, Crystal, for the raid suggestions. Crystal says, and Emination won, laughing. Oh, for all the points and everything. I think I did award all the, wait, did I award the points? Crap, I have not awarded the points, have I? I got to award the points from the prediction. Thank you very much for reminding me on that. So, prediction. And... so we had 2 people voted before the 2-hour mark, 2 people voted after 2 hours but before 3 hours, and 1 person voted after 3 hours. So let's go ahead and choose an outcome, and it was after 2, before 3, complete prediction. There we go, and we will now award the points. Thank you very much for the reminder there. Shira said we said turn off all, and you did because we didn't want to spoil who was involved. That's right. Oh yeah, because I didn't know that it was going to be a flashback with, or not flashback, or going to Japan with Susato dressed as a boy. So thank you, I had forgotten. For some reason, I just thought that I had turned the others back on. But okay, so 1.9 thousand points go to Emmy Nation and Lord Shiro. Congratulations. Queen said Japanese translated, case name, Me and the Foggy Night. This uses the same Wagahai usage, referencing Natsume. Oh, that's cool. I wish that we could have some of those subtleties in English, but alas, we don't. Catheli says the escapades are basically during the TGAA 1, so maybe we can watch those now if you want. Those are like mini episodes, right? I figure we can do that once we've beaten the whole game. Are they like full-on cases, or are they just like cute little cutscenes of like, we did some whimsical, goofy stuff with all of our characters? Kuya said, no, it's not the Morse code, much earlier. Earlier than the names on the disc? I am at a loss. And Shira says, Gavel in AAI 2. I forgot about Gavel. Queen said, but if you don't remember, he's the man who ordered Hosonaga to go protect Kazuma on the ship. Oh, okay. All right, that makes much more sense then. So thank you. I appreciate that. So that means, did the judge know that something bad could happen to him? I mean, it's still unfortunate that a random Russian ballerina offed him, because that's kind of unrelated. Huh. Magpie says, Senior, father of Senior, Junior. Shira says the only other named judge of the games, we only get a nickname for other judges. Again, I want a headcanon that Gant's nickname for Judge Judgy is like really his name, but we never got his first name. We can. Did we ever come up with a first name for Judge Judgy? I can't remember if it also rhymed with Udgy or if it was something like Horatio, maybe. Kuya says, Crystal, can you pin my message, please? And then said, the spade, Logan, the shovel, spade. I haven't been able to click anything yet. I will when we get back up there. Nora says, I got some ice cream and it's really cold. What flavor is it though? Shira said, I would hope it's cold. Oh yeah, because otherwise it's not ice cream. It's just like sweet flavored soup. And then Magpie says, oh, don't worry, Sholmes is even more handsome in the DLC outfit. And then Queen Katie does the daddy command, says, I'm staring somewhere else, Logan, under the mask. Oh, what? It is Sherlock Holmes, or Herlock Sholmes cleavage there that the mask is coyly covering half of. Nora says, crazy. Oh, hey there. Shira says, get out of our face, Sholmes. And then Nora says, oh, there's 2 of them. Magpie says, chat, what do we do? Kiss them, obviously. Kungeta says, oh, that you pin, lol. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Oh, I gotta scroll up a little bit. Shira says, I don't think he was ever stated to be a judge, a prosecutor into chairman. Okay, I just didn't know, because like everybody else on there, they were all wearing judge robes, except for, well, crap, what was his first name? Eustace Winter's dad. Excelsius, that's right, Excelsius Winter. Him and Gavel, they had like normal costumes, but I had assumed that he was but I guess it was never confirmed then. Durma says, if it were Japan, that road would have yokai status by now. The road that kills people /J. Durma says, too close personal space. Get out of my no square, Sholmes. Nothing, absolutely nothing will be the crossovers escapades. Best part of the game, honestly. But what are escapades? Are they just cutscenes or are they actual mini cases? Chris says, yeah, and Daddy Command 2. And Nora with another clip? Nora, you're clipping up a storm tonight. Okay, let's check it out. We got one more clip from Nora here. I don't know, maybe not one more, maybe we'll have more. This is from, oh, I can see what it is, from 4 minutes ago, titled Yahweh. Let's see this clip. See. Chat, what do we do? Chat, what do we do? Crap. Part of me wants to put that on TikTok, but part of me doesn't want to emphasize the big gap between my teeth by zooming in on my mouth like that. So it'll depend on how vain I am feeling that day when we get to that point. So thank you very much for the clip, Nora. I appreciate that. Let's see, Nora said, clips galore this stream. Quita says, I heard the escapades are like mini-sodes sorts of things. But are they just like a cutscene mini-sode, or is it like an actual, like interactive, like we do dialogue, we investigate, and we do things? Nora said, oh my gosh, Gavel, I forgot about her. I loved her, bro. And then Shira says, I mean, Cosmo's high profile. Made sense to give him a guard. I mean, I guess, but it just depends on whether we thought that there would be actual danger to him. Okay, let's play a little bit more, and we'll go. Mr. Norohoto, you have this very morning met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Also, what is this line right there? It looks like, is he wearing like an undershirt, but it's just like really swooping down? Or is he like wrapping his belly? You know what, he probably has a little bit of pudge. He's probably got a little muffin top, and he's like trying to wrap it down so nobody notices. Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. How's that different from usual? Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button on your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Huh. Maybe I'm just bad at my morning routine. Can I talk now? But of course, though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you. Oh. It has? This is the first time I'm looking at you. Are you Japanese? And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember. It was a wild night we had. By you! Oh, it was a wild night we had. Hurley pulled your button off? Yeah. Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped! Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder then that in my vexation, I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fix my jacket. Fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, I presume. Helpful. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring. But Hurley! Bruno said it when he came in, didn't he? Quote, I had a surprise this morning. I don't do a good impression of Bruno. That was also a clue. Well, that really is a surprise. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire, the famous consulting detective, Herlock Sholmes. We should save again. I'm like 2 minutes away from the 3-hour mark, and I should try to catch up fully at some point here. Let's see if I can catch up fully to the chat right now, by the way. I came very close a couple of times earlier. Let's see. Shiro says, Eugene is my headcanon for the OC judge name. Nora says, mint choco chip ice cream. Hey, my mom likes that type of ice cream. Shiro says, escapades are more dialogue. Okay, so they're just like a cutscene then. It's not like a full storyline like a murder happens, we find out it's just like a fun little, like how long would you say they are to watch ish? Or to experience? Are they like 20 minutes? Are they like a half hour? Like 5 minutes? Like 2 minutes? Nora says, lurk! I am Tetrising. Quiga says, yep, just checked it. Mostly just dialogue, no actual gameplay. Not insanely long. Okay, so yeah, maybe just like one of these times. You know, I probably should have done one of those tonight then, instead of starting this case. But oh well, mistakes have been made. Magpie says, I knew that it was going to end with, are you Japanese? But it was still funny. I almost said, are you Chinese? But I'm like, I don't want Herlock to be like unable to tell the difference. And so I quickly changed at the last second in my head. But thank you, Magpie, for finding it funny. Over on YouTube, let's see, Dermo was saying, yeah, absolutely nothing will beat the crossover's escapades. Best part of the game, honestly. Did any of the other games have escapades that I just missed out on? Shira says, the other people in the council were generic designs outside of Gavel, Excelsius, and Rosie. Was Rosie a judge? I'd forgotten about her. Wait, no, because she was going to be the defense attorney. Right, yeah. Because she wasn't on the council. I mean, she was on the counter of the council when she fell, right? I think. But no, because she was going to be the the defense attorney for who was she going to defend? I don't even remember. She was going to defend somebody, and then Fender had to go in and take her place. And then we had to like drag out the whole thing. I don't even recall. Everything's a blur in my head. Dura says, not again. Bold of Shomes to point out someone failing to button their shirt. Shira says, Rosie was a defense attorney. She was a council member. Lagarde, that's who it was. Yes. Because I was thinking it couldn't be Excelsius yet. So it was Lagarde. That's right. See, I eventually remember some stuff. Over on on Twitch, Catheli says, there's kids in this house, Sholmes. How do you think the children got made in the first place? Shira says, I forgot how long. Been ages. 3 hours and 55 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night on Twitch. I shouldn't have clapped at the beginning, but I caught up. I fully caught up on both chats, I believe. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself, and pretty good timing. I should, you know what I should do? I should use this opportunity again, because I did this a couple times earlier, but I need to do this more often. I should post our link tree into both chats. I'm going to cross-post this from Twitch over onto YouTube. So, thank you, Toilet Duck. I think I saved, but I'm going to save again, just to be totally sure. But yeah, there's our link tree. So if anyone is lurking, by the way, that has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, everything you could possibly want, or maybe nothing that you want. Maybe you have no interest whatsoever, but it is all there. Should you feel so inclined to check it out, or if you want to ignore it, that is totally fine too. But it's there. So yeah, check it out if you want to, or ignore it. But yeah, so that's there. And also, I should let any lurkers know about our schedule. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We're finally to a week where we don't have anything getting in the way. We're going to do all the regular streams. We're alternating right now between this game and Deltarune Chapter 5. So that means Tuesday's stream is going to be some Deltarune. And then Thursday, we're going to pick up with this case. I think we're going to be winding down the stream now. Thank you, lurkers, for being here. If you'd like to stick around for a raid, that'd be pretty awesome. I'm going to try and go like really quickly into populating the raid so you won't have time to leave. So here's one of the raid suggestions that Crystal gave. So for the Twitch side, we're going to start populating that, and there is our raid message. So if you're on Twitch, you can copy that over to your clipboard if you want to stick around for the raid. Let's see. Crystal with some emotes. Queen said, think of the very her luck. Wow, that was some intense mming. Crystal said, think of the very daddy stream, and think of the very judge can kick butt stream. And then Magpie said, good night, Logan. Or it says, wait, do we still have what? Do we still have what? Do we still have what? Shira says, you do realize we can leave the raid after you started. Oh crap. Well, I mean, I didn't think about that. I was trying to trick you all, but it was to no avail. Oh, and Nora with the Reddit command for the. Have you even updated that in ages? Oak says, yeah. Excuse me, why did I say Oak? Nora. Sorry, I get the two of you mixed up sometimes. Nora says, yeah. Shira says, there's a whole button that says leave. Crystal says, where's the raid? Well, it was starting. Did you not see it? And Nora says, nope, the raid is populating. Over on YouTube. Oh, I'm still caught up on YouTube. Yes, so once again, no stream tomorrow. I'll post our schedule. Like I said, spoiler, we're going to have just the usual stuff coming up. It's going to be a busy week for me, but I'm going to look forward to hanging out with you guys. So we got Deltarune on Tuesday, And then Thursday, we're going to pick up where we left off here in this game. So I love and appreciate you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the fun times. You guys are the best. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. You're awesome. Sheer says, Logan Robo more than me. See, Chris says, never mind, I can see it now. Nora said, I get, I all mixed up. And Magpie said, Twitch is bad at Papa's. Nora said, anyways, bye, chat. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Oh, crap. They already left. Everybody's already gone. I did that too late, too slow. But yes. So Twitch is rated out. YouTube, thank you again for being here. I love nights like this when we have a nice active YouTube chat as well. You guys are all awesome, including everybody who's just lurking and not really participating in the chat. I still appreciate all of you as well. You guys are great. Thank you for being here, YouTube. We'll see you on Tuesday for some Deltarune. And just remember, yeah, I know I spend more time reading Twitch chat because it's like busier, but I still appreciate you just as much. Love and appreciation to everyone on YouTube, and everyone watching the VOD in the future. Good night as well.
Bye.